Yeah, it's fine.
I'm gonna start crying.
Control audio view
Just
OBS. How about
watching everybody
now?
disappear from stream one by one.
Yep, there's sound now.
Hey,
Oh, yep. Now
hello
I
I
can
hope that
hear.
Hoop's
everyone.
a fucking idiot.
Because you only told me a fraction of the information I needed to know to run this
Wow,
stream.
just like
But
how you
that's
GM
okay.
Lancer.
Hello, everybody.
This is
We
good. You need
are
to
the
agitate
Lost
the GM.
Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, miniseries, and long-running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. We're a tad late getting started, so I'm not going to go through the whole spiel. But tonight we are playing the brand new TTRPG from Evil Hat, Tomb Raider: Shadows of... I don't remember the name of it. Shadows of
Shadows
Truth.
of Shadow.
Shadows of Truth. This is a
Shadows of
powered by the
Hedgehog.
apocalypse game. Everyone has their own playbooks. This is a game that has been referred to by many online as being too woke. So, of course, we had to play it. But before we dive in, you cannot find this game anywhere because it's not officially out yet. This is the playtest. So bear that in mind. There may be a few hiccups. There may be a few things that we have to look up as we go. But it's enough out of me. I'm going to go down the line, let everyone tell you who they are and who they're playing tonight and what their playbook is. We'll go left to right, top to bottom as we do, which means that we are starting with Elsie.
Oh, I set myself up for this, but I was ready because I was watching the screen. Hi, everybody. I'm Elsie. I'm optimistics on all social media, and I use she, they pronouns. Tonight, I am playing Inari, who is the changed playbook because I am a basic bitch and I don't know how to play anything else.
Fair enough. And then over to Rose.
Howdy, y'all. I am Rose. I use they, she pronouns. I will be playing Maria de la Cruz, who also uses they, she pronouns. I am playing the Hunter playbook because I know how to do one thing, and that's to brood and kill things. You can find me on most social medias at Rose from the Grave.
Heck yeah. And then over to Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today I am playing Ariadne. Her pronouns are she, her as well. Uh, she is our crafter, inventor that is totally not a evil scientist at one point. Nope, nope. We're good now. We're good.
Yeah, we are all good. Then over to Moss.
Hi, I'm Moss. I use they, them pronouns. I will be playing the scholar Data, who also uses they, them pronouns, and should probably lay off the energy drinks
No.
because all they want to do is find out things and learn things, and you can't do that if you're sleeping.
Then last but not least, over to Karish.
Hello, I am Karish. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I am playing Edwina, who goes by Win, or Win, I guess. Win sounds wrong. Win. And also she, her pronouns, and using the playbook The Legacy, because I don't know. It sounded cool. I have no smart reason for it.
Fair enough. Of course, that just leaves me. I am Andrew, our storyteller for tonight's game and for most games around here. I am very excited to play this game. I'm very excited to play with this cast. So, yeah. Why don't we just dive on in? I hope the music is playing. Our story is going to take place in the Alps, specifically on the borders of France and Italy. All of you received a handwritten letter from your friend Pierre, warned from the distance as that it had to have traveled. The ink is smudged and written in cipher. The words are hastily scrawled, packed tight against each other. When decoded, it reads as such. I have finally found it, the Warhorn of Conquest, an artifact used throughout the antiquity by powerful warriors, conquerors, and tyrants. I've chased this myth for years, but was so close this whole time. Legend says whoever possesses the war horn would see victory at a terrible cost. Calamities, natural disasters, and plagues would follow the victor until eventually the war horn would change hands, and the cycle starts anew. I was able to find the clue that Annabel, the Carthag, I swear I pronounced all these pronunciations beforehand, Carthaginian general who crossed the Alps over 2,000 years ago had the war horn, but after that it disappeared completely from all record. But there is a local legend that tells of a tale of a loup-garou who chased something powerful through these mountains and had hid it, and that the mysterious children of the wolf have guarded it to this very day. I now believe that that artifact is the Warhorn. All of the old folklore of the Red Plague and the terrible calamities befalling the Don de Loup throughout history were the result of the Warhorn. I do not know exactly where it might be, but I know that I am not the only one searching for it. We need to find the artifact before it falls into the wrong hands. I know my research has attracted outside attention, and I fear I have been followed back into these mountains. These mountains may hold many secrets, deep, ancient secrets that stretch back to the dawn of history. But I have a small lead. Someone anonymously contacted me, going by the name of Lu, who said that they had more information on the ancient secret I was seeking. Supposedly the Warhorn lies within the tomb of the Great Wolf, which not even I am sure exists. The mountains are growing more dangerous. A handful of villagers came down with a fever that leaves strange red claw-like marks upon the body. Even the weather is wrong. Vicious snowstorms appearing out of nowhere. I fear that these are the harbingers of a great calamity, and that whatever power the Warhorn holds is already beginning to spread into the mountains. We need to find the artifact before anything worse strikes, or someone else finds it first. Our story begins as the camera pans down to all of you along a long, winding, icy road. Who's driving? For no particular reason.
I feel like that's probably Maria. I feel like in most things relating to the physical world and grounding, that's probably Maria in the driver's seat.
Fair enough. Um, who's up in the front with you, or is everyone else just passed out in the back?
Oh, I was going to say Quixote, but then I did see Elsie being like, no, it's got to be.
I have to be passenger princess, always.
So Inari in the passenger seat and Quixote, my giant wolf animal companion, is like in the middle and just kind of like looking in between the two of us.
Is a massive, all-terrain type vehicle meant to just plow through deep patches of snow, which is fortunate as incredibly scenic as this view has been. You are passing by incredibly steep alpine valleys where it feels like at times one wrong turn and you were going tumbling down well over a mile into a canyon and probably to never be seen or heard from again. It has been a long journey. You were approaching sunset before you even can see any hint of the town of Saint-Loup. And oddly enough, for as perilous as the journey and for as dark as the omens have been, Saint-Loup is currently in the middle of a winter celebration. A festival whose origin is said to stretch back centuries, if not longer. And as we pull up into the outskirts, you are greeted by a small herd of children running by, waving banners in their wake, smiling and laughing and playing, of course, coming up to see who these strangers are, and I pass it over to you. What would you like to do?
I think there's probably some like curious noises from Quixote, like a dog seeing children or commotion. So there's a tilt of the head, and yeah, I think Maria just pats him on the head, kind of absentmindedly, takes a drag from a cigarette or cigar that she has, and just kind of like blows it out the window above so it doesn't hit the children, but away to like get away. Like, I'm not trying to give you second hand smoke, but like, do not approach the vehicle. This puppy is not trained for that.
Fair enough. I assume that all the rest of you are hopping out.
Yeah.
Second, trying to fix the camera. But yeah, you all have your meeting location, an inn known as the Weeping Wolf. And unless there's any preparations you'd like to do, you are welcome to head that way.
Yeah, and I think we just walk in.
1 second. Moss, can you tilt your camera down just a hair? Realizing that the it is cutting off part of your head, so I'm trying to adjust that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I could like have better posture too. Like
I also could have, done.
if I'm hunching, let me know.
I could have done this beforehand. It's fine. This is what everyone expects. You can actually tilt it up a little bit now. Perfect.
Go.
Sorry, trying to do this as quick as I can. Everyone's super interested in the technical aspect of streaming. Here's your look.
Mercury's in retrograde.
Yeah.
That means technology issues.
Your thermostat's in the microwave or something. I don't know.
Mercury's and Gatorade is the classic.
But yeah, as we all step out of our ATV, you are greeted by oddly vibrant colors for a small town out in the middle of the mountains. You're catching basically the end of a parade of colors. People in some beautifully elaborate and rainbow-esque costumes, to some people wearing costumes made to look like wolves. And in a very friendly manner, they are kind of dipping in and out of the parade and will playfully snap at onlookers before darting back into the crowd. Everyone smiling, waving at you. As we pass through, the delicious scent of food, the trailing sound of music, leading us up to the Weeping Wolf. Inside, you again are greeted by folks just happy to see newcomers, smiling, waving at you. And waiting for you there in the corner is one Pierre Thibault, who waves you down. A older gentleman, salt and pepper hair, certainly shows the years of exploring the outdoors, climbing, swimming, just in general living a very dangerous but fulfilling life. And he would wave you all over.
Now this isn't the first time we've seen this person, right? Like, is this the same person who like Maria did some tours with back in the day?
Yep.
Cool. I think then Quixote jumps first and probably greets the guy, and she whistles for him to jump down and heal and come back to her side, which she does, and then says, you got the fountain of youth or something there, man. How are you staying like this?
It is the fresh air.
Yeah, you don't look like that if you're from the city, I guess. How have you been? How are things?
Well, as you probably gathered from my letter, things have been better, but now that you're here, maybe we can finally get some work done.
That's why you want us here, and we're the best at what we can do. So,
Well, you're the only ones I know of that can do what you do.
only best, same thing.
It leans over, waves at everyone, and scoots down to make room for everyone at the table.
I forget. Does everyone else know our guy, or is this everyone's first time meeting our gentleman friend?
Fantastic question.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I have a vague memory of my family was connected to this village, but I don't know if I ever came to the village.
He's also not from here. He is an explorer, a truth seeker like the rest of you. Just been doing it for a long while.
And this is Pierre.
Pierre.
Okay.
I think. Oh, I was just gonna say, Maria probably then introduces everybody. So, yeah, we'd just go down the line.
Absolutely.
With the village, after certain things happen in the mountains.
What's that?
Oh, that Ariadne had helped the village
That's right.
after things happened in the mountains, so
So
she
you
would
probably
kind of
met.
give a wave.
You've probably even met like the innkeeper, some of the local guides. Probably would recognize you. But yeah, as you were all sitting, getting accustomed, getting greeting each other, you would of course be brought some handcrafted hot wine. You would be brought some. I'm gonna butcher these pronunciations. I'm so sorry. A tartiflette, tartiflette. Basically,
I think
chicken
it's that
potatoes.
different.
Some.
I've made that before. It's so good.
But by this point, the sun has gone down completely. People are
No.
starting to settle down after a long day of festivities, and the longer you are here, the quieter the tavern is getting. But Pierre pulling out just like maps of the area, nothing that you wouldn't already have access to, just kind of starts pointing to different areas, anywhere that he's already done some digging. But in his advanced age, he is older. He can't admittedly do quite as much as he used to, and is leaving a bulk of the exploration to you. So while we're here, while he is showing you what he's done, where he's been, do any of you have any questions for him?
Has there been any newer activity of people also going up into this mountain in the Horn? People like the former agency we worked at, Storm, or any types of like rumors or millings of new people besides us rolling into town?
No. In fact, it's been a hot minute since there were guests at all to the village of San Luc. Thanks to the weather, most people are smart enough to not try to brave that pass in a blizzard.
Okay.
Not us. We're all stupid.
We got stuff to find and
Yeah.
tunes to
And
explore.
things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
he would mark a interesting discovery that he was unable to fully explore, but it looked like there were traces of footprints at one point higher up in the mountains, and was even seeing signs of uh, what looked like very old ruins. You are
So why can't he explore it?
because he's
The
like
old.
95.
Okay, so is my grandma. And she still lives alone and is kicking it. Her birthday's next month.
That's awesome. Is she exploring tombs in the French
Uh,
Alps?
I could probably text her. She'd probably be like, Liz, what the fuck?
Dude, I'm 34. I couldn't explore tombs in the French Alps.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I can do it.
I believe in you.
Thanks. I'll never come back, but it's alright.
Exactly. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't. I think that's. I'm not sure if there's any other interesting or relevant information, especially if there's no one else and it's braving the mountains. Uh, does he have any other additional supplies or things that he could loan us that might be helpful that we don't have already?
he would provide you with basic cold weather gear, coats, gloves, boots.
Perfect.
Some, if you need it, they obviously have fresh water for you to fill canteens. They have dried rations that they could give you to help you get by. But once you're up there, survival is really on you.
Cool.
Does he have a gun?
No. What do you bring a
Oh.
gun?
I don't know if like Alp bears.
That's how you start an avalanche.
We'll just trust these. And she pats her twin machetes that are currently strapped to her thighs.
You gonna bring a knife to a gunfight?
Knife's quicker than a gun.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Do you want to try it? Do you want
It
to test
is-
it out?
It is quieter if nothing else.
I
If
was about to say something so mean.
you are to be buried in an avalanche, it is unlikely that you would be found for a very long time.
Pretty sure you get snow year round, so yeah, long time.
Nothing like it has been recently.
Hmm.
There are storms out of nowhere. One moment it is clear skies, the next it is hailing. I've never seen
Yeah.
anything like this.
Global warming is crazy, dude.
There is global warming, and then there is, like, looks around. Whatever the war horn is causing.
Oh, the war horn. Now that is very interesting. I was just going to ask, is there any other useful folklore, anything that might help us traverse, everyone has their superstitions.
It depends who you ask. But if you would get a different story from almost anyone here. But it is our job to find the truth. If you are looking for reliable information, tomorrow we can begin the climb up to meet whoever this Le character is. There is a rendezvous point. Should we get separated, I will mark it on your map. But I believe that is where our investigation will begin.
Well, that is rather nice.
But there is very little we can do in the dark. Perhaps we should rest, enjoy the hospitality of the people, and we will set off at first light.
Enjoy a warm belly full of food because we might not
Of course.
get it for a minute.
I do hope you
After.
like cheese.
What if I'm lactose intolerant?
You are
We have
going to
enzymes
struggle.
for that.
I'm not, but like, what if I was?
But then you have no problems.
Enzymes.
Either way, I am going to get some rest. I have been up for far too long. You all have rooms. I assumed you would each want your own.
Well, me and the little guy are sharing a bed. Pets the 5-6 foot tall wolf.
6 foot is probably a generous estimate.
Yes.
Very, very
Me-
large. Very
Me whole
fluffy.
cub is he's perfect. He's,
He is baby.
he's baby. Tongue wagging.
Our own rooms would be quite great, actually. Uh, Good night's rest before having to rough it out there.
Good. Then I'll save most of this for the morning. Go get some rest. And he himself will get up, go to his own room, and settle down for the night.
Grandpa needs his early bedtime.
He does.
Peepaw
I don't know why
sleepy.
you're so aggressively attacking the one helpful NPC we've met.
It's what I'm good at. Who? It's
Immediately
Jerry all over
suspicious of Peepaw. Peepaw
No, I
Explorer.
love Peepaw. I hate Jerry, but I love Peepaw.
Why does no one help us anymore? Because you treat them all like this.
I'm a menace.
Anyways,
Data's looking for books.
books kind of a rare commodity around here. But if you wanted to ask around for local legends, that would be in an absolute plethora of supply.
Then that's what Data is doing with like a notepad and just, hi, legends, give me them. Social skills, don't have them.
Could I help you?
Do you speak the language out of, like, do they all speak English up here?
Many, if not all of them, do speak English. It's not their native tongue, but they do speak it.
Perfect.
Even the ones that do are looking at each other and then back at you. You, before given anything, they would set down a very tall drink in front of you, which they are all also drinking.
I just chug it like it's a monster.
It burns.
Like a monster, got it, yeah.
Uh-huh. But no, you certainly would have enough of their respect, even though it feels like you just drank paint thinner, that they would happily sit down with you throughout as much of the evening as you would like and start telling you, stories that got passed down to them of the area, of what they know of what might be associated with the war horn, and I will actually give you a lore.
Nice.
Dope.
Oh, I just remembered, since some of us lost our information between when we did character creation, I know some of us got like lore and stuff from our connections with this. Do you happen to have those, maybe?
I sure don't.
Great.
All of our character sheets got wiped. If one of you wants to take a map and one of you wants to take a lore, I think that's about where we were at.
My
that
internet
works.
just glitched again.
Okay.
I can take the map since it was my connection to Pierre.
Works for me. Anything else as we're settling down for the night? All right.
Yeah.
Then I get to roll some dice.
Oh,
Seems wrong.
yeah.
See?
I
Feels
don't-
illegal.
It's
Oh,
I didn't roll a single 6, so
So we win.
yeah.
Tomb rated, everybody.
Tomb rated. Let's all go home. We did it. We got him.
We got it. Mission accomplished.
All of you would have a similar dream throughout the night
Oh, here we go.
of this beautiful mountainscape being consumed by swirling masses of ice and snow, freezing solid everything in its path until it was quiet and there was nothing left but ice. Come the morning light, you are all awoken by the sound of people outside in the inn. It's not like anyone is trying to be quiet. Everyone is getting ready for the day, and Pierre is even up. And by the time most of you are probably up and ready, he is already up, enjoying a cup of coffee and ready to go. He would, of course, smile, greet each of you, pull out a similar map to what you saw yesterday, this a more localized map, and point higher up to the rendezvous point. So should you get separated, you'll be able to get there on your own. But is there anything you'd like to do before we set out?
Just the strongest source of caffeine Data can find
It just
to
that
counteract
black
the
coffee.
paint thinner he drank last night.
Science.
There's probably a cooler that has that, like, Maria keeps Data's energy drink stash. So there's probably like one she kicks a booted like leg just over the cooler. Data keep out on it.
Well, we begin our treacherous climb up the mountains. The flurries of snow from last night don't seem to have really dissipated. It is still a very harsh wind that is clawing at your face. Any bit of exposed skin, you're immediately feeling the prickling of the extreme cold. Who's in the lead of our little march here?
Probably Maria and Quixote taking point on the spear. Very similar, very trained fashion.
Absolutely. And so we push through. We climb further and further, higher and higher, the air getting thinner and thinner. Every step, it feels like the snow is weighing down more and more, but we continue to push. Eventually,
I think
please.
I was just gonna say, I think Data's like right behind Maria because Data just wants to be at a point where they can learn more things, and they can't do that if they're walking.
Every time that Data gets like a little too ahead, it's like yanking a child by the leash. It's like, back here, no, I'm not losing you again, Lokite. I'm not in with this shit.
Y'all ever seen like a kid with ADHD on a hike, scrambling around off the trail? That's Amari.
I was that kid.
Me too.
We just all got those little backpacks with the leashes.
And it's just Mario holding the fucking leash.
We're like, literal.
Yeah, Quixote is like Maria is making sure we're eyes on the road, and Quixote is there like nosing everyone back into line like a sheep herder.
100% playing tag with this dog.
Very handy, considering that visibility is at some point next to 0, and you are purely judging off of footprints that are rapidly filling, or just the vague shape of the person in front of or behind you. It does relent a hair as you reach the what would be the summit of one of these mountains, finding an old abandoned shack that at one point was used as a way station by the mountaineers that would pass through here. Pierre would go up to the front door, kind of kick off. It's just layers of snow, shake it, shake it. I mean, honestly, probably a good inch that's collected on the top of him off, and then just pound on the door. There is no response. Starts pounding on the door again. Lou, we are here. Something is wrong.
Here we go, Luke.
Can I try the window?
There are no windows.
What the fuck?
Is it a wooden door?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kick it,
okay.
Kick it.
I was about to say she's either going to. She has a hand on the machete and then she like tries to kick down the door.
Easily. It's not like this is a well-maintained shack. It would absolutely just fold under the force of the kick. It is dark and cold in there. No one has been here.
Pierre, when was this guy supposed to be here? She's already got both machetes out.
Right now.
Is it
The-
possible we beat him?
We win?
It's possible.
Well, I doubt he's out for groceries, so either he screwed us or he's dead.
And he did know we were coming today, right?
Maybe he
Yes.
went to get donuts.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sausage pastries.
Definitely
The
down the road. I saw it.
snowfall
It's
around
just
you
like Boston.
starts to rapidly change. It goes
The
from
what
this-
around?
the snowfall around you starts to rapidly change. It goes from this gentle but dense falling to a speed that any of you that have been caught in the most severe blizzards have only ever seen. The wind immediately changes, picks up, and has brought snow up into your faces. There is no visibility. You cannot hear, you cannot see. Even through your winter gear, everything suddenly gets cold.
Yeah.
So we go inside this building, right?
Yeah, Maria is, as soon as like the first wisps start hitting her, shuffles everyone in, and as soon as like slams the door back, and then like listens and then says, "Stay, do what you got to. Quixote and I will do a quick search, and we'll kind of like Quixote and I will do like a perimeter sweep to make sure that the place is empty."
I mean, it's one room basically.
Oh, it's one. It's not like a house. Okay,
no,
it's just
it is a
okay.
shack.
okay. Cool.
But listening to outside, you would hear something that sounds oddly like haunting, angry howling that almost echoes through the mountains. And then a sudden thunderous crack, followed by the unmistakable rumbling of an avalanche. If you do nothing, you are going to get caught dead center of it, and things are going to go very bad for you. So, this is where we are officially entering the very first phase of our game.
Let's go.
That is the action phase.
I'm stressed.
This is
Already?
everything from exploring, running, jumping, swinging, fighting. Anything within that context is the action phase. So, truth seekers, as the avalanche is starting to bear down on you, what would you like to do?
And we're inside the cabin right now. Did we make it
You are-
inside?
You are inside a wooden shack.
Cool.
Ariadne instantly would be looking for what is in here that she could create to help us survive this.
Okay.
I'm looking for hidden doors.
Mhm.
In the one shack
It's a Tomb Raider game. We're raiding the tomb, Rose.
It's not Shack
This is a
Raider.
closet.
You don't
I
think I
love
could
this.
like? You don't think I could take
Loose
control
panel.
and yell
Maybe the
at
dude's
the
underground.
avalanche to stop? Right?
I
Like, that's
literally-
probably not.
Okay, I was hoping you would say that, and I'm really happy you did, because I was really hoping you would say yell at the avalanche. Hey, stop that! Stop
well,
that, you avalanche! Hey.
If I
Ariadne,
roll really well, then it's under control. That's what the
Yeah.
rules say.
Yo, I
Ariadne,
never really
you want to look
too
around
much.
the room. So I feel like this is seeking advantage.
Mhm.
When we go to make any move, first thing you'll do is you'll answer the 2 questions associated with the move. For this is, can an ally cover you while you figure this out?
Can an ally cover me while I figure this out?
Technically, they can watch you, but it's not like they could do anything to prevent harm from coming to you.
Yeah.
Are you
So that's
safe
a
from
no.
the worst of the consequences? Probably not.
Probably not.
Well, you have a playbook question from your own playbook that you can try to answer.
Yes, and do the intuition questions come in as
Intuition
well?
question you can ask me at any moment. They
What
don't
can
affect
I?
the dice pool, but you can ask them at any moment.
Okay, what can I use here to my advantage?
There's a small wood stove to keep the place from freezing solid. There's some basic climbing equipment, basic survival gear, but there's not a lot in here. And what is your playbook question?
My playbook question is: are you making up for your mistakes?
Are you?
Well, I'm putting myself through hell in a place that I do not want to be in right now, so I would say yes.
Sure.
But,
So you have a single d6.
right. Oh god, that's a 3.
That is a failure. On a 1, 2, or 3, your plan falls apart and the situation turns dire. Prepare for the worst. How would you like to describe why what you're trying to do does not come to fruition?
So I think that looking at the wood stove, she was possibly thinking of some way to cause a lot of exhaust or like heat to hopefully, like, if there's a huge burst of heat as maybe snow is coming down so it doesn't like completely crush it. If it's water, that won't hopefully be as bad as like snow and debris, 'cause snow is very, very, very heavy. So I think she was trying to come up with a way to create as much heat as possible. But this is a shack. There's not a lot of furniture in a shack that she could burn. And so, like, there might be a rug, there might be these things, but not enough. Like, there's no lighter fluid, there's no anything that could work as an accelerant. And I think that she's just not able to, there's not enough components to be able to work.
Yeah, I would love for you to take a condition, please.
Okay.
Up to you which one it is.
We're gonna go with cynical.
Yes.
Nice.
Obviously, like, you should be. This is a mountaineering shack. Why aren't there tools at the ready for me to do what I need to do? This isn't my fault. Their lack of preparation has put us in this situation. But nonetheless, the first wave of snow hits along the mountainside, and there's another crack as it is just this cascading effect of another layer of snow starting to shift.
I especially oh, sorry, Elsie, did you want to I I seeing especially Ariadne start being like, well, this isn't going to work. Start freaking out. I think I'd like to, before I narrate what happens, I'd like to forge the path.
Ooh,
When you travel
okay.
through dangerous territory, roll with these questions. Is there a clear path to safety? Are you ensuring at least one ally can follow your lead? If you'll let me get a little silly goofy with forge the path,
Always.
I don't want to be like kick down the door, let's go out into the avalanche,
Mhm.
but especially knowing her training, knowing that she's done this type of stuff before, it sounds like staying in the shack being buried in snow is bad, and that's happening now. I'd love to roll to be able to see if there's like a way she can go outside and maybe travel laterally to find a safer place than where the snow isn't coming down that we can navigate to, or at least just like, yeah, essentially see like if this is coming down now where we can get to safety.
Yeah, absolutely. So
There's
first
definitely
question,
no clear path.
no, there
Sorry.
is not.
But so I know, are you ensuring at least one ally can follow your lead? I'd love to be able to, again, we have Quixote, we talked about like this is something that they trained for, like Medellin, the lead, everyone else can kind of follow. I'd also love if we have flare sticks or anything, something in the like basic explorers that she can stick on her that acts as a little signal that could help.
Do you have anything in your gear that might work for that?
I have I have the means to distract my prey, which
Yes.
I was genuinely thinking that they would be like firecrackers, but if we want to have like some sort of like flare or like light up combustible,
Yeah, absolutely.
cool. So I'd love to use that to add a D, and then I also have the hunt in duet. And I'm gonna be very scared. But when your companion can help you in activating a move, describe how they risk themselves to do so, and I can add a 1D to the roll. On a crisis, the brunt of the consequence falls on the companion. Please don't kill my dog at episode 1, though I would
So
respect you if you did.
So we have
I would
one
respect
dice
less.
from answering yes to one of the questions.
Yes.
We have one dice from your gear.
Yes.
And one dice from your companion.
Yes.
What's your playbook question?
My playbook is my core move or my playbook move? Because
There should be a secret
It's-
question on the second
Yeah,
page
it's
of your playbook.
in your core. It's under your core move. Whichever your core move has a question.
my core move is: are you taking the form of a stealthy predator?
Probably not in this instance.
In this instance, no. If I was killing these babies, maybe, but yeah, less the stealthy predator.
So 36.
Is the map usable at this moment in terms of like looking at it as the avalanche goes and going, oh, there's a safe place
You
about
could
10
use the map.
paces this way?
Absolutely.
I would like I'm burning through my resources, but I don't want to roll a 1 on the avalanche.
Mary, can you mark 1 in the catch your breath?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, 2 in catch your breath because you faced a crisis and we used a map.
Cool. So I will roll 4d6. All right.
Don't fuck it up.
Look, the funny thing is, Elsie, is that normally I have your luck. So let's see what
Well, I
happens.
hope you have it now, bitch.
Quadruple ones.
I rolled 3 4s and a 3. So
The 4s are mine.
Go 4.
I always roll.
yes.
On a
Which
4 or
isn't the
5,
worst.
you barely make it, but it costs you. Choose 1 from the list above, but the keeper tells you what price you pay to reach your destination. So you can leave no trace of your passage, which means you can't be followed. You can catch a glimpse of what your nemesis's next steps are. You can discover a secret passage somewhere unexpected to gain a map or a lore. You can come across a golden opportunity, or you can slow down and lose precious time but gain a truth.
Ooh. I am debating between discovering a secret passageway or coming across a golden opportunity. I did just use a map, so that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Um,
Truth is also vital. The truths are how you
Truth.
find your tombs.
So, okay, I think then I'd like to slow down and lose precious time to gain one truth. The blizzard is coming on, and there's so much like hecticness, and I'll let you decide how it costs. But because I have Hunter and Duet, I definitely make sense that like if someone goes a little off script and runs around, like Quixote might get a little hurt paw or something.
Who could do that? Who
Well,
would do that?
your truth for our truth keeper over there is that as you all are running, you will pass by a chunk of the mountain, basically a sheer rock face, as you are just trying to get out of the way of this avalanche
Mhm.
and see massive claw marks raked down it from a creature that would easily have to be 8-9 feet tall to do.
Look at Quixote. Look at the marks. Look at Quixote. Look at the marks. Looks at the mirror. Looks at the marks.
Um, and I am actually going to use this as an opportunity to spend one of my troubles.
What? No.
Crazy. It's not a roll.
I can't tell you what it is, but you're going to find out very soon. But something is amiss.
I love it when you get silly goofy on us.
Yeah.
But we sprint our way through the storm, through the wind, barely keeping it together, finding what looks like a set of caves in a local map, which may or may not even exist. But at this point, you have no choice but to go for it. You gained a truth, so Mary, will you mark another in the catch your breath?
Will do.
So
And I wrote down the truth as well.
at this point, we have marked catch your breath 3 times, which means that you have, as we enter this cave system, the roaring of the avalanche still almost deafening outside. You've reached the first point where you can physically stop and set up camp. If you push further, when you set up camp, you'll have promising results, which means you get an additional d6 on all your camp activities. But if you wait too long, exhaustion sets in and you have no choice but to enter camp at a penalty.
Oh, I would think we should push it.
We could wait at least like 1, because then we get a plus 1d.
Yeah, I think pushing it would be like just like we didn't even do anything. We found an empty cabin and ran away. That's all we've done.
You
Well,
have been
so-
climbing for a few hours.
Could we study the stories in this relative safety here, so that way,
Yeah. Investigating.
or that's
You
Yeah, it'd be,
could
it'd be
absolutely
the investigation phase.
you could explore since you don't know what's in here.
yeah.
You're searching your immediate area for the first time. So yeah, Inari, do you want to take this one?
Oh, wait, what? Okay. What moves do I have?
Talking all this good shit about being too old. Why don't you up here exploring?
Yeah. Why wasn't he? I do this all the time. It's like my favorite pastime.
Pierre is also not here with you.
Did he
Pierre
die?
didn't make it.
He is not here with you.
Oh shit, Grandpa! No!
Peepaw's dead, or Peepaw's the bad guy.
Oh shit, hot. Wait.
Peapod caused the avalanche.
Peepaw's the
Under-
avalanche.
There is physically no leaving this cave unless you want to be ripped away and get pulled down the mountain.
So, like, does that mean we're in the investigation phase, or
No.
We
So
are
this would be
where?
the explore action.
That's the.
Where's that? Where is that?
It's the first one under action moves.
It's an
Oh.
action move.
Okay.
So, first question is, does this place remind you of your past?
Yes.
Being in a cave system in the French Alps?
A cave system, yeah.
Fair enough. Do you have time to explore safely?
I would say so. We don't
I
really
would
have
say
anything
you
else to
definitely
do.
don't.
Well, what else are we gonna do?
Die.
Where?
from the avalanche and the
But
snowstorm.
the avalanche is outside, so we have time. We have all the time in the world, actually.
Definitely you don't.
Okay, sure.
What is your playbook question?
My playbook question is, am I invoking the artifact? I believe it is. Is the soul artifact awakening something in you? Same thing.
Not at the moment.
Maybe. We don't know yet. Is it?
It is not actively awakening anything in you.
How do I justify that? Like, how do I quantify that?
It would have to make sense, and it would have to be actively awakening something in you, which it is not.
Okay, sure.
So you have 1d6.
I don't like that. Can I give it to somebody else? All right. Cool. So.
You could also spend gear if you want, if you have any that make sense.
I don't know if I want to spend gear. So, are we close to the campfire phase?
We are now, I
Ish.
think, right before the campfire phase. We're
Okay.
trying to see if we can get that one precious thing to like
Yeah.
boost us to better results.
That's very rainy. Sorry, I could hear it like through my headset. I actually, yeah. So the right tool at the right moment created by the soul artifact would actually really help right now in my gear.
What is it?
And then would I be invoking or awakening something within me with the fucking soul artifact? Can I loop it back
No.
around and get another one?
No.
All right, fine, whatever. Let's see what it could do. I feel like, so the soul artifact, as I've described it, is like an earring. It's like an ever like swirling pearl gem earring that I've crafted. The gem itself is the soul artifact, and just hanging from like a little dainty chain from one ear. And I think it would glow, like to give us light
Ooh, I love
enough
that.
to see. And just like, I guess she would tuck her hair behind one ear to let it like really shine out there. But I think that would really help us in just like getting a good lay of the cavernous system we have found here. That's
Yeah, so
2d6.
you'll have 2d6.
It's not never helped me before.
I believe.
Oh, okay, that's a 5. Okay,
That
And
is
a 4.
success.
let's go.
Metal.
On a 4 to 5, this moment feels tenuous. Choose one, but the keeper describes an encroaching danger that will bear down on you soon.
Hot.
You get to
Okay.
find a helpful route, which will give you a map. You can come across an item or resource to temporarily gain new gear, or you can modify an item in your gear list. You can discover a landmark or temporary haven to gain a lore or an aid, or you can spend time unearthing a secret to gain a truth.
I feel like the item wouldn't help us. I'm really between like the landmark for the haven, for the lore,
Yes. Mhm.
or like the map. Because we just got a truth.
Mhm.
So I'm up to a group vote on which one. I feel like everybody thinks the landmark or temporary haven's pretty cool based on reaction.
I think that would be good, especially like using a lore or a map would get us to the next thing, and like having a safe area. I'm also fine just doing 3, but yeah, having a haven in this area makes sense.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mary.
Oh, I was just gonna say it might give us, because we are in an avalanche, having a haven or a safe place could get us out of that situation.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, landmark or temporary haven. So temporary haven, and each PC describes what they find, gaining 1 lore or 1 aid. So we each get a lore or an aid.
I
I can't tell based
briefly
on.
describes what they find. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So since you found it, Inari, you want to kick us off with what you find?
I like the idea of, classic Tomb Raider style. It's just a crate it's just a crate that you just kick open and there's a whole bunch of shit in it. That's how you play Tomb Raider, is you just find the crates, right? So
Sure.
excuse whoever's outside.
So there are supply crates here, as if people have been through here recently. Okay.
And then
I feel like you can gain an aid from that.
what if I wanted to find something about those people in there, and then I gained a lore?
Well, I was actually going to ask, is there any insignia on the crates that would hint at like a lore or any notes and organization? I think that would be what Maria is looking for.
If I can add to the scene just a little, it's not so much on the crates or anything. It's not like stamped with a name, but you are seeing markings and carvings along the walls, all ancient, near prehistoric age carvings. You're even seeing, very rudimentary walls that section off part of the cavern. This looks like a prehistoric settlement that's been carved out and has been worn away over the many, many, many years that it's been here.
Cool.
So yeah, I'd give you a lore.
Interesting. Neat. Cave paintings.
Yeah. Ariadne?
Grande.
Yeah, Ariadne kind of like scanning the area. She notices an area kind of towards the front of the cave where it seems to be a lot of soot, and as she kind of looks through there, it looks to be that someone was trying to destroy information of some sort, and there's a page of journal entries. Because we all know how much Lara Croft loves their random pages in the craziest places.
It's very true. Yeah, whoever had already traversed through here, leaving a journal worth of notes that you're going to have to sit and decipher, but you got your lore. And Data, what is it that you see? What do you want to add to the scene? If you have nothing to add, that's fine too.
I just want secret hatches. That's all I want.
Yeah, it's that for as rudimentary as these ruins are, there are, little hidden tucked away rooms where people could go to safely escape from the cold or wild animals. There's quite a bit here to actually explore. I'll give you a lore.
Cool.
And Edwin.
It's Edwina, but I'm named after my great 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 grandfather Edwin, but they thought that was a weird name for a girl, so what was the other option we could get? There was lore and something else.
Aid.
What was the other thing? Aid. And is that an aid that we can hold for later?
Mm-hmm.
While they're looking in all these crates and stuff that other, presumably adventurer parties have found, Lynn is going to find a climbing rope with a pickaxe, piton type thing with it. And that'll just be an aid item, for climbing. Someone left some of their climbing gear. Huzzah!
Absolutely.
Nice.
And the encroaching danger, of course, I'm going to call upon the sub-zero temperatures that are going to creep into this place. The inhospitable sudden temperature change that, for the moment, is causing you to, of course, see your breath in every exhale, but it is near freezing in front of you. If you don't do something, you are going to all freeze to death.
Does this add a what is it called?
It does not add to the catch your breath.
Am I allowed to take another move?
Yeah.
Like defy death?
Technically, yes, because you're about to freeze to death. Sure.
That's what I want to do.
Okay.
What were you gonna say though, Rose?
Oh, I was going to say, did we want to seek an advantage or set up camp / light a fire before we froze to death, or like?
That's
that
also
was-
true.
My,
Seeking
my,
advantage.
I love that Arati's like, okay, so we can brace ourselves into this cold and we can all huddle together. And Medi is just like, I'm going to set up camp and put on a fire so you dramatic bitches don't fucking freeze to death and get frostbite.
All right, look. Sometimes drama saves lives.
And sometimes drama costs lives.
That can't make
I'm
sense.
not.
That
I'm
can't.
not. I'm not. We are.
I
Nope.
fully believe this is an
no.
in-character conversation.
Oh, this is fully happening in character as we just like Maria is like lighting another flare and doing this is like Ronnie's like looking at the cold snow coming in. I'm making beans. Do you want anything?
Data found a monster.
Every time you say that, Moss, I get really excited, and every time I realize 5 seconds later it's not what I wanted.
Talking about the drink.
Fucking
We're
one
excited.
of these
Nothing
days,
like a hot
One of
monster to.
like nothing like a hot monster to
Nothing
warm
like
you
a
on a
hot
cold fucking
monster.
avalanche.
So, as you are all exploring, the temperature is rapidly dropping to dangerous levels.
What a time for my internet to mess up.
What would you all like to do?
Did you want to defy death?
Well,
Or
I
was that a joke or not?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
But now I'm being
Great.
called a dramatic bitch. So
No. Absolutely go for it. Are you facing this danger alongside someone else?
yes,
Obviously, so many.
so many.
Do you have a reason to defy death?
Yes,
What's your reason?
because adventure is out there.
That's your only reason for living, adventure?
Yeah. Why else would I be living? Like
Yeah,
except to
it's-
get to the next like thrill.
Care about these people around you, or
I do. I have a reason to defy death to get us all through this, but also because of adventure.
and your playbook question?
Am I invoking or am I drawing on the artifact thing? I'm gonna paraphrase it until one day I get it right. Is the soul artifact awakening something within you?
Is it?
I think so. I do actually think so this time.
What's it awakening?
I think that there is a deep-seated part of Inari that has been kind of intertwined with this artifact that has not only changed her in other ways, but like really exaggerated that mischievous like need for the next thrill and need for the next adventure. And so like I feel like this defying death move for her would be something a little bit risky
So
because it's risky.
you're not taking the option of hunkering down in like a small room, setting a fire, just waiting it out. You are actively seeking out a dangerous solution to this life or death problem.
Yeah.
Works for me. That's 3d6. Triple one.
Look,
Triple one.
I
this
really-
close to taking control. I am this close. I want you to roll, but I am about to
Very
meet
at me.
you.
so here's the thing.
Oh.
Here's the silly
Oh, God.
fucking
God
thing.
damn it, Elsie.
Sometimes you roll a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
on a 1 through 3, you falter and must act in desperation. Mark all your conditions and fall into your shadow self.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go. You failed
What?
the defy death, babe.
I didn't. Okay, you remember that time? You remember? Do you remember that time?
Whatever happens next.
Hold on, time out. Hold up, time out. Hoop. I need to pray. Okay. Do you remember that time I was like, do you remember that time I was like, I want to engage a threat, but I thought that meant I could defend something, but I forgot that in masks there's a move called defend. This is exactly what just happened again.
Well, she doesn't instantly die though, right? Because
No.
she's not in her shadow self.
But
No,
she
I am
now
in my shadow
enters
self.
her shadow self.
Right, but now you are. So, but previously you were not. So you don't just.
Well, now I'm gonna have to pull up your character sheet so I can look and see what your shadow self does.
It's really scary, and I'm so sorry. I really fucked it, guys. I can't believe this 4 parts on 1 part.
So how
Just
long
gonna
have we
have
been
a-
live? Has it been 15 minutes yet?
We're just gonna have a repeat of what caused this whole situation. Like first episode, we're just gonna get into it.
Is
Use a
anybody?
I'm so glad I found
Roll.
places to hide.
Is
You can
anybody?
flashback.
Oh
Okay,
shit,
hold on.
that's
Wait.
right.
Let me read this.
I forgot about flashing back.
Oh, this has a really long manual.
You must ask someone, can you give me what I need? If you let them give you what you need in this moment, gain 1 bond with them, return to normal and clear 1 condition.
You can flashback. This is
What
an
does that
option.
mean? What does that mean?
You answer your first flashback question and you increase your degree of success by 1.
So your 3 would go to a 4.
Which means you would
Okay.
have a ish success.
Mhm.
Better than all
Okay.
of your conditions.
I think it's a little fucking funny, but I really halfway. No, Mary, don't do that. I know when I say that it's in Lancer, it's not a fun time, but I promise I don't want to do that just yet. This is too soon. It's too soon. It's too soon.
So are you calling out a flashback?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
The
The first one.
flashback is to narrate a time before the soul artifact when your desires were your own.
Yeah. Okay. Easy. GG. Okay, this begs the question though, is this going all the way back to childhood, or is this going back to just before the soul artifact was activated?
Entirely up to you.
Okay. I think this is when Inari was like a teenager, so like after the death of her parents. She still has the soul artifact gem, but it hasn't been activated yet. And she spent that time, rather than doing normal teenager stuff like hanging out at the mall, going to school, doing that, like ditching school actively to go and just explore, like, you know, pipe systems or abandoned buildings that she could like weasel her way into. And that was her desire, not the artifact driving her to do something dangerous. That was her own want for knowledge and to find something that had been abandoned, because sometimes in the most like desolate of places, like, it's actually really beautiful when nature takes it back over. And I really think that that's something that her parents taught her, and what she kind of like sank into after they died.
So you,
So-
even from a child, have always sought danger.
Yes.
You sought the thrill of exploration and the fact that at any moment it could drastically blow up in your face.
Yes.
Well, that
Is this
will.
the character or you?
Oh, Elsie doesn't fuck with this shit. So
that
actually,
will
I
bring
kind
you
of like to break into buildings. That's a lie.
up to a 4 or 5, which means you barely managed to cheat death. So you get to choose one. An
Okay.
ally or a faction appears to assist you. You
Mhm.
ensure the safety of at least one other person.
Mhm.
You obtain an important tool or item to add to your temporary gear, or you reach for the truth. You take a bad hit, but you gain a truth.
I think I want to. Oh fuck! This is so hard. I don't like choices like this. Let me reach for the truth. Actually,
Hell yeah.
Okay.
can I clear my conditions now?
So you did not have to mark your conditions,
Okay,
but you are going to have to mark one because you are going to take a bad hit.
that's
As that
fine.
cold is starting to seep in, borderline frostbite is starting to hit you.
Okay.
What condition are you taking?
Let's go with Ravage. From the cold.
Yeah, makes sense. The keeper does describe what cost you pay or how things escalate further. I am going to take a step back here from the scene while I narrate something for you. It is 218 BCE, and the wind howls through the mountains. A war horn sounds. Elephants trumpet, soldiers shout. There is chaos and there is blood. Gaelic warriors wearing wolfskin cloaks have launched an ambush on the Carthaginian soldiers who marched through their lands led by their general, Hannibal. In the fray, the war horn is spirited away by the Gaelic warriors and placed in a sacred place within the mountains. From the distance, one warrior looks back upon the carnage, revealing that their head is not human, but instead that of a wolf. That is the first of our artifact flashbacks. Should all of the flashbacks come to pass, very bad things will happen.
Oh,
Oh,
I got
cool.
really. You made it seem so cool, Hoop. You were
It's
like,
very
oh
cool.
yeah, very cool, but it's real bad. Don't do it. And we're all like,
Oh, it's so cool, and I highly recommend you do it.
I think as the camera cuts back to us, it would just be like a hand that almost out of nowhere pulls Inari back and just shoves her into a wall and says, "Safety, don't get frozen."
so when you do that though, I think so. One of my aesthetics, it's probably one of the favorite ones that I chose, is that it's a ravenous grin I can never suppress. And so, like, when you do that, it's just like this absolute feral grin of like, I was being perfectly safe. I don't know what you're talking about. Teeth are chattering.
Yeah,
Starting to turn blue.
yeah. I
It's a new
hate when
shade
you
of
look at
lipstick.
me like that. She says, not convincingly whatsoever. Slaps Inari's face a little bit, and then goes back to tending the fire. And I think I would like.
We're basically holed up, kind of in one of the tucked away rooms that Data had found.
Mhm.
And you did earn a truth from this. The truth is that you are finding vibrant cave paintings thousands of years old, depicting wolf-headed hunters that are fighting terrible blood-red beasts.
Vampires.
And that does
Werewolves
mark
versus
our
vampires.
fourth catch your breath. You are in relative safety. You're by a fire. We could set up camp if you would like to.
Or
Or we
Or
set
you
up
can
camp.
press on.
We set up camp.
Or we set up camp because if we keep going, exhaustion sets in. And I will have Quixote sit on you, Inari. Because he's like triple your weight.
probably.
Yes, many hundreds of pounds of wolf.
Actually, that's exactly. Yeah, siéntate, and like straight up, this giant wolf dog just on your shoulders, to keep you warm.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well,
That's fair.
at this point in this game, the action phase has run its course, and we've decided to stop and catch our breath. We can either enter the campfire phase or the investigation phase. Campfire is for healing and resting and recovering. Investigation is for making progress on the mystery.
I feel like we have a cool team move for the campfire phase too.
You do.
We do.
As a breaker
do.
playbook.
Do you want to investigate? Because we have truths right now. And maybe as a reminder for facets, does that mean, is that something we get or we have to come up with like a
Your
story?
facets are on the right-hand side.
Yes. Oh, where it connects. I see now.
The
Never
Warhorn
mind.
of Conquest, the Tomb of the Great Wolf, the Red Plague, and the Mysteries of the Children of the Wolf.
Gotcha. So that's what we connected to. Okay, I understand.
You do have the shared breakthrough campfire move, which lets you take one investigation move during campfire phase.
So maybe we should do investigation phase first and then campfire, in case all the shit hits the fan. Just to get a little bit more info.
Okay.
I don't want to make the decision for people. I'm just.
I mean, that's fine with me. I also during the
I'm just trying
campfire
to make
phase.
suggestions. That's
Yeah,
all.
I think we only have only one of us has, or no, two of you guys have a condition right now,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm also good. I'm down to start with investigate. Yeah, let's start with it's probably better to investigate
Wow.
You got it.
What?
So,
Fight
our
me.
investigation moves. You can attempt to reach the final tomb, basically by locking in a truth and linking it to one facet, and you describe the nature of that link. So, because we're a complexity 6, we have 7 different, basically, investigation steps we need to make. The first one is to study the stories of the area. So you would take one of the truths that we have unlocked, connect it to the stories of the area, and that would be your connection. So from our chronicler, do you have a truth you feel that can connect with studying the stories?
Well, I think the wolf-headed hunters fighting blood red creatures
Absolutely.
absolutely describes a story of because there's obviously two factions here that have been fighting. We don't know what sides they are, but at least we now identify the two sides of what they could be.
Yeah, and it's like we have the stories like here in this cave system with us, seeing, oh yeah, that's totally a thing that, happened, whether it's legend, myth, whatever, but
Yeah.
Okay. So you can mark off study the stories under reaching the tomb, and you can link that truth to the facets of
Would it be Mysteries of the Children of the Wolf, or?
So I think for this one, you were just linking it to studying of the stories.
Okay.
And I assume that this is Ariadne's investigation move. Because everybody gets one.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Everybody gets one.
From here, for the rest of you, you can seek allies, you can chart routes, you can research the artifact, or you can hone the truth.
I would like to research.
Sure thing. So we are reviewing what we know about the mythic artifact. Ask the keeper what you want to know, and roll with the following questions. So what would you like to know? The artifact is the Warhorn of Conquest.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I I just rolled 5d6s because I have ADHD and got 5 6s.
Hey.
Hey, yo.
Nice.
You see, this is just pushing your Foundry mod.
Look, just you're using them now, so they won't be there later. That's
Yeah,
all I
yeah,
can
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Like, it's getting it out. It's
Facts. Get the
Wait,
good
hold on.
rolls out.
Hold up. But then why would I roll bad? I still roll bad. First of all,
but that's because then you get the bad rolls out of the way at first, and then you get the good rolls later.
I've
Mhm.
never gotten the good rolls.
So,
Well,
what
there's
would
always
you
hope.
like to know about the artifact?
I
Or
mean,
what are you trying to
it
find about the
feels
artifact?
too obvious, but where is it?
I mean, you know that it is in the tomb of the Great Wolf, but I don't
Okay.
think it's at all ridiculous to dig into, like, where's the tomb? Where is it in the tomb? Where could it be? I think that's extremely reasonable. So, your questions. Are you seeking out what the locals already know? Probably not, because I don't think there's any locals that
not.
have ever been to the tomb.
No.
Not that we talked to, at least.
Yeah.
Can you recall one of the stories you've heard about the mythic artifact?
I don't know how drunk did I get when they were telling me about it. I got a lore.
Pretty immediately drunk.
But you didn't that lore.
You drank
Yeah.
pint thinner for a good hour or two.
Just like a monster.
Fully up to you if you can recall any of the lore that they told you.
What you said you
I
were
think that's
writing
the
it
only
down,
part
guess. You said you were.
Yeah,
writing
I
it
did have.
down.
I was.
Well, there you
I
go.
was doing that.
So yes to that second one. And what is your playbook question?
Am I seeking hidden truth? And
Oh.
I think I am.
Yes, clearly. So that is 2d6, unless you want to add some of your lore, aid, maps, or any of your gear.
I have a wealth of encyclopedic knowledge stored in my journals I could throw in.
Absolutely, you can mark that. So 3d6. And once we're done with the campfire phase, all of your gear becomes unmarked and can be used again.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I got a 4, a 5, and a 2.
Hell yeah. On a 4 or 5, you learn something new about the artifact. You gain another lore. So you can add that to your sheet. And the keeper will give you a dangerous lead. Should you go after it during your next action phase, you gain a truth, but the keeper gains 1 trouble in turn.
Oh, that's cool.
Dangerous lead, huh? This game is great about giving the GM pages upon pages of possible lore or locations or information. It's
Hear me out. A hot monster.
That's what I was gonna say.
A hot mold monster.
No.
No, I'm old.
What about the murder?
One of the
What
stories.
about murder?
One of the stories you heard is from a group of mountaineers that came across a ruined, abandoned monastery in one of their treks. Should you choose to pursue that, I will gain a trouble, but you'll gain a truth.
If we wanna, if we're feeling dangerous, my move was gonna be chart routes. So
Mine
if we
too.
wanted to do that,
We do it together.
Yeah,
yeah.
I say
Well,
we go for the hot monster.
Yeah. The
I'm-
chart
I-
routes sounds like that's something that we actively do. Like we actively are walking because it's like otherwise, because it says we're avoiding danger.
Yeah, it's basically going out from your campsite, finding paths you can take on the following day. So it's not like you're fully traversing there, but it's
Okay.
scouting out the area around you.
Yeah, I was thinking like Quixote and I would go out and like, especially after hearing from Data what they learned, trying to like see what clues that they could find, any trails, paths, safer areas.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If there's a bunch of down trees, maybe that means that's an avalanche that happens regularly, and don't go down that way. Things like that.
If more than one of you wants to go, whoever does the rolling would get an additional d6 for the assistance.
I would like to go, but I don't want to roll.
I'll take the roll, and I'll
Sure.
I'd like to bring Quixote as well.
Absolutely. So
I gotta find out what's in this monastery, man.
hot monsters.
Hot monsters.
Have you spent a significant amount of time here?
Have I traversed these Alps specifically with Pierre?
Specifically these? No.
Then in which case, no.
Are you bringing someone with you to explore the area?
I
Yeah.
sure am. I'm bringing 2 people.
And your playbook.
And a pupper.
Yes, and my puppy shield. My playbook question is: am I taking the form of a stealthy predator? Tell me to fuck off, Hoop. But I was picturing that the goal in this information is her prey. So she is trying to kind of take a step back, lean in with Quixote and I guess Kitsune, fox person, and like try and stealthily look out. You can tell me that doesn't really count, but
Absolutely. I love it.
cool.
Plus, you're bringing your companion, so I believe that's 3d6?
That's 3 that on mine. Okay.
No, 46 because you have help.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah. All right. That's a 6.
Is it more than
Woo.
1 6?
Only 1 6. I
Okay.
got a 5 and a 6.
So,
Does multiple sixes do
sixes
stuff?
is a triumph. Each of your character sheets has a triumph result.
Oh, do I? That's cool.
But a 6 on its own, you discover a new route in relative safety. You gain a map. In addition, declare where you start. Just declare where you start the next action phase. Choose one: a safe distance from your nemesis, a sacred place that offers secrets to the worthy, or a meeting place with potential allies.
Oh, damn it. A meeting place is the smart move because then it's like, hey, Pierre, show up. But everything that Moss pointed to was deepening these secrets,
Mhm.
and I want to honor that drive, especially Inari's sense of adventure and Data's like we got to find out the truth and everything. So we're going to do a sacred place that offers secrets to the worthy.
Absolutely. Love it. Well, the two of you return back completely safe. And who do we have left to take a move? Is it just Edwina?
Yeah, probably.
So you certainly could chart routes or research the artifact if you'd like, or seek allies. There's also Home
Mhm.
Truth, where you get to combine like maps that aid in lore and
Yeah.
secrets.
Could we give lore to people? Like if I
Yes,
have like a cave
absolutely.
marking. Oh, cool. I would absolutely, if you want to hone the truth, I'd give you the cave marking, the ancient cave markings, if you would want it.
Okay, and that's a lore.
That's a lore.
So you can combine that with a map or an aid or another lore.
How much lore and maps do we all have?
I used my map to get us to safety earlier, and this is my only lore. So it would be my one thing, but for a truth, I'm happy to give it to you.
have
Looking
3
at my
lore.
notes. Oh, sorry.
3 lore.
You have 3 lore? Damn. Hell
I
yeah.
think. I don't know. I'm a little confused by it. I just have tallies.
They're just like, it sounds good. It's a good number.
I mean, it makes sense.
So if you want to give one up, you could combine the 2 lores.
Because do we have like a group lore thing, or no?
No.
Okay, I must be thinking of truth. So that's fine.
Cool. I'll mark off
yeah,
the
we'll-
lore.
Well, am I using yours or am I using Moss? Since Moss has a lot.
You have to combine 2 different lores.
I know, but I have a lore too.
Oh, well then it's up to you.
Oh, yeah. Then
Oh wait, no, I have an aid. Never mind. So yes, I will take one from Rose and one from Moss.
So
Okay.
when you combine 2 lores, you ask, what truth survived both myth and time?
Um,
If you need help
Ooh.
with this one, I can absolutely provide that for you.
I assume it has something to do with the wolves. Like maybe there's like we know. I'm trying to think of like what like a truth besides that is not considered a myth. That's the
If there's, because we've seen the scratches on the 8 foot tall scratches on the stone. Mine was the cave paintings that might be reminiscent of the wolf people, and then there were stories.
So back in the village that we were at, like this is like as far as we know the closest village to all of this previous civilization, I guess we can say. And while we were there, in between all the stories and between just walking around the village, we noticed that there was a hell of a lot of motifs, wolf motifs specifically. Like on their buildings, like wood carvings, statues, totems, and like that kind of stuff. So whether they know about the civilization that came prior or not, they still revere wolves as something special, and that's the truth. It's like wolves or something from wolves or wolves came from. That is something that is maybe not necessarily holy, but something that is to be respected and possibly feared.
Absolutely. These stories are going to be further expanded by Ariadne. I'm gonna jump basically on the notes that you found, because your truth, as I scroll through, are they're old notes from an expedition plagued by nightly howls. They basically chose to retreat from the mountains. The expedition avoided an avalanche, much like you did, but it doesn't look like any of them survived. And I believe that is everyone's investigations. Which is wherever the heck I put that one of 50 PDFs that I currently have. There it is. That is the end of our investigation phase, which brings us back to the action phase. You all get your as much rest as you can. You warm up, doing what digging you can into the lore, into the area, and I believe that would start us off at a place that will offer truth to the worthy. But we're also time for our break, so why don't we take a few minutes, give it a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, do what you got to do, and we'll come back in just a few minutes with the rest of this game. We'll see you soon, everyone.
Cool.
And welcome back. Holy crap, that stinger's so long. Anyways, where we left off, we had stopped to catch our breath, done some research into the lore that we're hunting, and one of us remembered that we had heard about an old abandoned monastery up in these mountains. And another of us found a safe pathway that should get us there, more or less without trouble. The following morning, up and at 'em at the first light, the avalanche has long since passed. The storm has tapered off enough that you can safely exit the cave system. But before we fully venture out, you press on basically through the back entryway of this tunnel system, finding yourselves in a massive open chamber, almost this bowl. Around the room itself, there are multiple carvings of people, of wolves, of wolf-like creatures. If there was anything that any of you wanted to do, this room feels important, but only to those that are worthy of it.
I would like to find knowledge.
Yeah. You can seek an advantage. Well, not really.
Explore kind of works.
Explore, yeah. Before we even answer those questions, I need to ask you a question, and that's what is Data doing to prove that they are worthy of this place's secrets?
I don't know. How do you prove that you want knowledge for knowledge's sake?
Exactly. How do you?
I think Data's not even writing anything down. Data's just searching for like they're looking at patterns and probably muttering to themselves, like just full with fascination. Just I don't know. I don't know how to prove that. I've been trying to prove that my whole life.
I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
It is a subconscious effort, but it would be something that would prove that you are here to learn. And that would be having one of your journals where you've, written down conversations, where you've written down tidbits you've picked up since you've been delving into this, hunt. In the moment you just take in everything around you, you're just present. You just set the notebook down just for a moment, but completely forget about it.
That's fair.
Then, yeah, why don't we roll to explore? First question, does this place remind you of your past?
I mean,
I would almost go so far as to say this seems like a ritual chamber.
I mean, I was there when Inari found the thing. That's our bond.
Does this remind you of that moment?
Probably.
Okay. Do you have time to explore safely?
Yes.
As long as you aren't in any hurry to beat the storm to the monastery?
No. I don't know.
Again, entirely up to you. If this is something that you feel you could stop, take like an hour or two to investigate, to delve into this place's secrets, or if it's like we got to get in and out and got to get going.
I'm not good at telling time.
So I feel
Data is going to spend as much time to figure this out.
I feel like the question more falls on, is Maria hurrying you up to get the fuck out of here?
To say that's really funny. Fuck. Okay, so the storm is on its way.
I mean, the storm never fully subsists. It kind of comes and goes. It's traversable right now. It is not deadly. There's no promise that it'll stay that way.
Got it. I think there would be a point where after a while, like if nothing's happening, like you mentioned specifically an hour, there's probably a minute where Maria starts to be like, hey, we got to wrap this up, Data. You tell me why we're staying here, or otherwise we're going.
Okay. So we'll say yes to that for now. What is your playbook
situation
question?
changes?
What's your playbook question?
Am I seeking hidden truth?
Oh, for sure.
And that is yes.
That's 2d6 unless you want to spend any lore, maps, aid, any equipment.
I figured out the lore, and so I was down to 2 before because I did use 1 before. So
Gotcha.
I have 1 left, and I will use that. So
Sure.
that gives
So
me
3
3.
6. Yep.
I have a 2, 3, and a 4.
A 4 is enough of a success. This tranquil moment feels tenuous. So you get to choose one from above, but the keeper will describe an encroaching danger that will bear down on you soon. So you can find. Actually, I feel like the choice is already made for us. We are spending time to unearth a secret.
Mhm.
Great. Then our lore keeper over there, I got a truth for you.
I'm ready.
The scene around you is that of a village. And it's based the hardest part is finding the starting and stopping point of the story as it all just runs around you and even blends into each other at points, kind of crosses. So following the story from start to finish can be very difficult. But you are seeing the Red Plague from the start of when it begins to inflict harm upon a village to the point where it has massacred the village.
So just to summarize, we see imagery start to finish of the Red Plague.
Yes. And how it seems to be driving people into mad frenzies. But with that, we can press on, and we did already gain a truth, and we did already spend a lore, so we have 2 marked in Catch Your Breath before we've
And
even begun.
Did this restart then?
It restarted back to 0, and now we're
Okay.
up to 2.
Alrighty.
We are 1 check mark away from being able to set up camp again.
Amazing.
But we press on. Who would like to forge the path ahead? Inari, love to see it.
A skitter, like a little
I
gremlin.
would like to have Maria help with that if you would like it.
Yes. The
Okay.
only downside is that if one of you faces consequences, you both face consequences.
Great. I hope I will give them all to Rose.
So-
That's usually what you do.
Is the path clear? Is there a clear path to safety? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you ensuring at least one other ally can follow?
Yes.
Absolutely. And your playbook question.
My playbook question is: your soul artifact awakening something within you?
At the moment, is it awakening anything in you?
What is there around?
Lots of snow and ice.
Okay.
Very
would
little
say-
else.
Probably not.
Fair enough. Are you adding any maps, lores, aid, or equipment?
I will use my gear, the means to learn the desires of others.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Interested to see where this goes.
I don't know. I just thought it was a little silly goofy, and I think that forging this path would both be encompassing like the desires of like my fellow like crewmates, and like I know that Data wants knowledge, and that I don't know what the rest of you want. Actually, none of you have really told me. I'm just gonna assume you want knowledge.
Well, here's a fantastic opportunity. I have a D3.
I don't like that.
2.
Okay.
Ariadne, what is a deep, dark, and or secret desire that she has at this very moment?
Okay.
Give me. I'm hungry.
Ariadne has a deep desire, if not a drive, like almost like a fire, when she gets information that she feels could help the greater good, she will go after it. No holds barred.
To the
Even
point
if
of
it
self-sacrifice.
self-sacrifice, if not other people's sacrifice.
So there you go, Inari.
Okay. Tuck
No
that
clue
one in my
How
noggin.
no clue how you are knowing this information, but just looking back at Ariadne, it just blasts into your head that that's what they want at this moment. This is what they're seeking.
Okay.
So you have 4d6.
Okay. And I would like to flavor this as Ariadne would, at that eye contact, lock brain waves. You would just also get that little ravenous grin of just like, okay,
I see you.
I see you. Very, very toothy, very, very gremlin, I would say. All right. The first two, no. Those are going in jail.
We got 2 more.
Nope. This is insane. I just want everyone to know that I rolled 2 3s and a 1 so far.
Well, this is where you roll 6.
Roll another 1.
Hey, who have you ever thought about shutting the fuck up? Because I did. I did roll another 1.
Would you like to spend a flashback? Flashbacks, unlike gear, never recover. Once
I
they're
know
gone,
that, and I don't. We're episode 1, and I'm not gonna spend 2. Hold on, wait. Before I say that, let me see what happens.
on a 1, 2, or 3, the path is more perilous than you realized. The keeper tells you what dangerous place you find yourself in and what it demands of you.
That's fine. I'll take that one.
Okay.
Prepare for
Well,
the
first,
worst.
I
Bring
need
it
you
on.
to mark a condition
All right.
and to tell me which condition you're marking.
If I can find my playbook, I am going to.
Do I also have to mark a condition?
You do, because you share the bad stuff.
Lonely.
And I assume possessive, because I think that's fun.
Interesting.
Okay. To me, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is kind of your territory. Like, you already scouted this, you know how to get from A to B safely, but Inari took the lead, and it looks like it's actively leading you all into danger when you had this under control.
Yeah, I think there's a sense of, oh, not this shit again, which is probably unfair, but she's feeling that anyway.
Well, it's not all you're feeling, because as we have veered off course just a little bit from a recent snowfall that basically just piled up in the path that you had already charted, so you have to take a little detour. From the snow, a creature that has been now following you for a while, waiting for the opportunity to strike, is going to burst from the snow cover. A pure white, ursine-like creature, even though it seems thinner and more muscular than you would expect out of a bear in this terrain.
Told y'all we had to have a gun for the bear.
And it
That's
is
what
going
I'm
to
for.
come charging towards the both of you.
Oh. Sick.
Face an enemy it is.
Yeah, no, and the other thing I can do.
You defy death and kill yourselves.
Yes. Well, when I take control, I can also always melt into the shadows beforehand and choose one from the below, even in a crisis, which is pull an innocent ally or enemy into the shadows with you.
What if I want to stab the bear?
that's what I would do: is pull the bear into the shadows and stab it before you
I want to
could.
stab the bear.
You're trying to take control of a tense situation.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
what she's gonna do.
Yeah, you
Are you
would pull some
protecting
shit like a
someone or
Steve.
something?
Two things, and
Oh.
actually the entire team. I forget we're not alone. So yeah, absolutely.
Do you have the upper hand?
The bear probably doesn't think so, but I
would
certainly,
argue
between
that
myself and having Quixote, my fighting partner there, like
you are
we fought bears.
in its terrain. You're in a snowstorm. You are cold and tired and sore. At the very least, I would say that you're probably at equal footing.
That's fair. I will take that then. So just protecting something.
And your playbook question.
Are you taking the form of a stealthy predator? Which is, since I can choose from the below regardless, I would like to say yes, because I assume there's a snapping twig or something. Like the bear, we see the bear come charging at us, and Quixote and Maria are nowhere to be seen. Like they have already dipped into the snow and are going to, like, as it's charging, take it
Less
from
that
a
it's
flank.
charging both of you, and more that it's just charging Inari.
Exactly. And Nari becomes bait, which is essentially the plan every time.
Yeah. Well, that's 2d6.
Cool. Because I'm working with my Quixote, can I add another die?
Is this in your gear? Does he technically
My
fall
wolf?
under gear? Yeah. Or is
Uh,
he just from your playbook?
yeah, he's my playbook move. When your companion can help you in activating a move.
Oh, well then, yeah.
Cool. And I would like to use one of my gear, specifically the brutal and silent weapon.
Yes. So 4d6.
4d6 with the machetes.
It's like me and Dog in The Walking Dead.
Before you roll,
Yes.
because
God
you're
bless
actively
Dog.
facing a threat, would you make sure
Yes.
that one of your d6s is actively decipherable
A
from the
different
rest?
color. Yes. Okay. I have 3 normal colored dice, 1, 2, 3, and then I have my Pan Pride dice. My Pan
Ooh.
Pride dice will be my special dice.
It only matters if that is your highest die.
Okay. It's typically my lowest. My pansexual dice normally fail me, so let's hope.
It's that gay disaster energy.
That's fucked up.
What?
The highest one is my pan dice, and it's a 6.
Yo! Gay disaster dice. Let's go.
In the essence of storytelling, typically this would come back on you, being
Sure.
the nemesis die. But with the way that we have set up the scene, it would also make sense if the bear got to Inari first and then you pounced once you had an opening. So either you are going to suffer a condition or Inari is going to suffer a condition.
Give me the conditions. Give me the conditions.
I think. Fucker.
Let me have them. You know
Yeah.
I love my conditions.
I think that's what I think what happens is she waits, and there's just a moment of hesitation of like, of a really nasty thought that makes her a second late.
Yeah. What condition
yeah.
are you marking?
Wounded.
Emotionally and physically.
Yeah.
As a heads up, I marked shadow condition last time, which I fucked up. I updated my condition to
Gotcha.
obsessed.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
So upset.
Well, yes, you managed to take control in your own way, lashing out from the darkness. So you get to choose 2, which is you hit them where it hurts to inflict a condition. You get what you want from them, create an opportunity for an ally, avoid the worst of the consequences, or give up a valuable secret but gain a truth in return.
Okay, I want to avoid the worst of the consequences and get what you want from them. I specifically want the bear to get the fuck away. So
Want
I am
them to
hoping,
flee. Okay.
yes. So I'm hoping that I can maybe not. I might not do enough to damage it, but if I do enough to make it think we're not easy prey,
Absolutely. Yes.
that's what I'm trying to do.
It is just slammed into Inari, sending them just spiraling into the snow as it reels back with a paw. How do you do this? What's it look like?
Yeah, I think uh as the bear seems to go down for a surefire hit on Inari, there's a gust of wind that kicks up snow flurries, and in that flurry, in that blink of an eye, Maria drops down in between, standing over Inari and facing down the bear, takes out the machete and swings upward to do a cut off the chest. At the same time, Quixote comes down and on the leg of the bear, since it's standing, goes in at the opposite calf, so it kind of crumples. And after just like looking at it, there's that stare off, and then I think Quixote and actually no, it's an avalanche. So I think she just snarls like like just a little bit of teeth come out, reminiscent um of I'm so sorry, Elsie. I forgot your character's name in the heat of describing it. Inari?
Inari?
Inari. Very reminiscent of Inari, like that kind of toothy grin. And snarling to show the teeth, and Quixote growls and then sends the bear running.
Yeah. Immediately just recoils and not taking eyes off all of you, would disappear off into the snow. The rest of you, I mean, this took place in a matter of seconds. The rest of you saw this thing lurch out of the snow and then see it take off as the rest of you catch up.
Throws machete, like sheaths it, puts out a hand. You're good bait.
Fuck you.
Love you too.
I get up on my own. I don't need you. Fuck your hand. Fuck your chicken strips.
She goes to pet Quixote and then waits for everyone to catch up.
The rest of you would see this scene. You'd see these massive paw prints in the snow.
Welcome back, nerds.
As now we are free to press on. Who'd like to take it from here?
So we're out like walking around trying to get to
Monastery,
Monastery.
I believe.
okay.
Yep. In your favor, since we have already attempted to forge the path, we did find a path the previous night. I am happy to forego that part and just expedite us towards our destination. And we are actively hunting the truth in a dangerous lead that Data was able to put together, which means that we gain another truth.
That's our third.
I think it's our fourth.
Cool.
I just realized this entire time.
It's our fifth.
Oh.
If I didn't write it down right, maybe I
You could very well be right.
Yeah, because we have the notes from the old journal about the nightly howls. We have the red plague story, wolf-headed hunters versus the blood red creatures, and massive claw marks.
Huh.
This would be the fifth.
Story of the Red Plague.
Cool.
Yeah.
Uh, your truth for chasing down this dangerous lead is that at one point you would find a campsite recently used, like the night before it was used, and there are human prints alongside animalistic canine prints.
Oh, I don't like that.
Hope, I just realized that this entire time I could have been asking 2 questions in every single scene.
Yes, you all
Um,
have your insight
Oh,
questions
shit,
you
that's
can
right.
ask at
What
any moment.
vestiges of power does the soul artifact sense here, and who or what can I connect to?
At this campsite, none.
What about the Pete's?
I have the intuition question. What hidden dangers lurk nearby? Or
It's a great one. And it would have been
Yeah.
great about 20
like,
minutes
yeah,
ago.
I fully would have been helpful asking that a while ago. Sorry, gang.
Look, I got one more condition, and I think I should get it as a treat.
Not turning into the shadow self on episode
Let me
1.
become death.
Destroy our worlds.
But yes, all of you do have intuition questions you can ask me at any moment. It costs you nothing. They're absolutely free.
What do I perceive that is difficult for me to believe?
The fact that there are large canine tracks alongside human tracks.
I guess that's hard to believe.
I mean,
Why can't I connect
is it?
those?
Points to Quixote, points to Maria.
We've seen a lot of like wolf-headed human imagery,
Yeah, but that's
size
just
imagery.
Like that can't be real. Like
Like it's like a foot with a paw like next to it, like in the same gait is what I'm imagining.
basically,
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was like person
Yeah.
with a wolf.
No.
Like,
Oh, so like one wolf leg, one human leg?
Like wolf arms.
Yeah,
Human
what vestiges
legs.
of power does the soul artifact sense here?
Here, none. It's
What
just
the
a
fuck?
campsite.
The fuck?
What have my studies told me about what I'm
Yeah. that's-
observing?
That this is impossible. This can't happen. You can't have a wolf-human hybrid. It doesn't exist.
I guess
I feel like
do
I'm not that
the-
closed off to possibility, but okay.
Do the prints lead anywhere?
Yes, they do. They do seem to lead in the direction of the monastery.
I mean, we got some breadcrumbs. I think Ariadne
be.
would pipe up and just say, "Well, I mean, footprints lead to the place we're going. I just will follow."
if you wish to forge ahead, I'll follow you.
I just will.
Right.
There's definitely a look of like the scientist of, oh, grand, more walking, and she will drudge along.
Sure.
As we forge, are there any hidden dangers that lurk nearby, or is there a clear path to safety?
There's nothing stopping you from traveling, but you are definitely being watched.
Interesting. She relays that and starts kind of squinting to hand on machete.
You got it. Well, as we traverse yet higher into the mountains, you would start to see signs of ruins, of stone construction built however many eons ago. A lot of which bearing almost Roman-style construction. Until you hear a voice almost growl out over the wind and snow. Halt! Now. And not one, but a handful of figures step out from this kind of raised ledge, the snow just cascading over them, all wearing these thick black tunics that cover their entire bodies, even so much as covering the face, so the entire hood just goes down below the chin.
Oh, hello there. What are you doing?
Death awaits all that traverse. Turn back now.
We all die. We all die someday, my dear.
Not me.
It's sorry. Is it imminent death or just death?
Leave. And they will turn and just start walking away.
Are any of them, well, it says who or what is displaying a weakness I can take advantage of? If they're just walking away, there's probably nothing there, but were any
They-
of them displaying anything?
They don't want you here.
Can I ask one of my intuition questions?
Always.
How can I convince someone I'm the one in control here?
I'm gonna
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
twist that a little bit.
Okay.
Not so much that you're in control, but more that you can control the situation. Because you're picking up that they are using intimidation tactics to get you to leave, whereas they look physically imposing enough that they could use force, but for whatever reason it doesn't seem like they can. Something is preventing them from being able to force you to leave.
Okay.
We just yell out, "You're not my dad."
But they have turned, and should you wish to follow them, there is nothing stopping you.
So Win is going. So they just said you can't come here and then just left, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go inside.
You're just gonna follow them.
Yep.
Anyone else?
I'll keep up with Win.
Certainly not letting Win go by themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
The weakness that for your question, they seem to strictly adhere to a certain code. That code does include hospitality. They cannot force you to leave, and should someone come seeking refuge, they are forced by honor to provide it.
Oh, as soon as she says that, she starts going, We were attacked outside by a bear, and one of us is wounded. If we could have some sort of support from this weather, some sort of aid,
But this
hospitality.
hurricane-
You get no verbal response, but they do press on, leading you up a short path to a massive monastery that somehow has withstood the test of time to look almost pristine in its construction, despite having been here for who knows how many years. And they would open the doors with a surprisingly little amount of effort. And now, as you kind of are walking on even footing, they do seem incredibly tall. Very broad builds on each of them. They push their way into the monastery. They don't close the door behind them.
Are these are a type of people we've met before, or no? These are
No.
cool. We don't know what to call them. What should we call you? Guardians?
The three that had led you just kind of walk past deeper into the monastery, but one does stand ready to greet you. I am Abbot Fulcard. You stand in my home. Know that I will not reject your call for aid, but should you do anything to endanger myself, those under my care, or our home, I will not hesitate to end you.
I understand, and I make the same promise should any harm come to me and my crew. I am Maria de la Cruz, and this is my party. We won't do anything to disturb you. We'll be on our way. But I'm grateful. Thank you for your generosity.
You are welcome to this room and this room only. as you stand in basically a massive chapel type area with a few stone pews still left standing, as well as a raised stone dais at the front of the room, and all kinds of iconography of wolf-headed warriors.
I understand.
Those of you that have, studied ancient languages or done any studying into the history of the area would be able to translate some of the writing on the walls, a lot of which seems to reference some individuals called the folk saints.
Are we still in the action phase?
Yeah, technically. Though you could.
I kind of want to explore this area. I know we're only allowed in this area, but there's a lot of iconography here. We might be able to glean something.
Exploring an immediate area for the first time, does this place remind you of your past?
Yes.
Is
For
it
a
the religious
while,
aspect?
I think more so the sense of sanctuary.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. She was in a really bad state when everything went down and people saved her life. And so it's kind of this eerie feeling kind of washes over her, not wanting to hurt those that are extending their hospitality. Even though the information, it's that two parts of her personality of like, I need to be a caring individual, but also info. And that kind of goes off in her head.
Do you have time to explore safely?
I believe they said we could stay here as long as we liked, so...
Yeah. So that's 2 yeses, and your playbook question?
Are you making up for your mistakes? I will say that, and this can be debated one, but when Ariadne first started, she ran in blindly. She didn't watch out for the small things. She didn't care about the other damages it could cause, and I think she is very aware of what could happen if things go wrong now. She doesn't want that to happen again.
Okay. So that is 3 yeses. And I have another question for you. These monks have been following you for some time through your journey. How are you now realizing that they have been?
I think that as far as Ariadne is concerned, there are certain times where she doesn't know if she's seeing what's really there or what's not. And so there's certain things she has to remind herself of in these times. And that was one thing that was out of place that she didn't know if it was real or not real. And the fact that they're living flesh, this is the place that they are. They do exist. And I think it's one of those when you're constantly questioning the reality that you're living in.
Right. Okay. Well, you have 3 questions, unless you want to add any lore maps. Maps probably won't help. Lore might, if you wanted to add it.
I think I'm going to keep my lore, but I'd like to use gear.
Okay.
I would like to use some of my classified research notes.
Ooh, absolutely. So 4d6.
Okay. And then do conditions count against that at all?
Nope.
Or nope. Okay. We have a 5. 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Absolutely. In this tranquil moment feels tenuous. You get to choose one, but there is an encroaching danger that will bear down on you soon. So you can gain a map, you can gain a temporary gear or modify something in your gear list, discover a landmark or haven, or spend time unearthing a secret. I would modify discovering a landmark or temporary haven to discovering a useful NPC.
Ooh, yes. I would like to. I like useful NPCs. I like that.
Hell yeah.
As most of the monks here basically just don't give you the time of day. They're the few that you see coming and going don't stop to talk to you. They leave very quickly. It's not till one comes by with a small tray of some kind of dried meat. Hard to place exactly what it is. But he'd stop, set it down, and for the very brief moment that the robe kind of lifts off the hands, you're seeing claws.
As this is happening, I think she'd think to herself for a moment, and then she, hopefully while he's still looking down, she will take off her left glove, and it reveals like a very prosthetic hand. That is all mechanical.
Sick.
But she keeps the right glove on. She does not take that off ever, basically, unless
does.
she's in private.
Stop and kind of glances back and forth. Hey.
Hello?
You're all from one of the villages, right?
Well, we're visiting, but yes, we know them.
If I came by later tonight, do you think you could tell me a little bit about what's going on out in the world?
Absolutely. Whatever you need to know. There's a lot going on. Better for worse, I guess. But
I'm
sure.
I'm Brother Octor. I'm supposed to have taken my vow of silence, but as long as you don't tell anyone.
She gives the mimic the locked key. My lips are sealed.
Okay. Sets the meats down, stands back up. Again, to an impressive 7-ish feet tall. Clearly on the younger side, newer to the order. And would quickly turn and leave the room. I am going to mark this as a milestone event because we have found an ancient monastery. We have found the Order of the Wolf-Headed Saints, which I believe puts us up to 4 in our Catch Your Breath. And since we didn't technically do any resting on our last campfire, this might be a good place to actually safely sit and rest.
Absolutely. I think at some point, probably when the dried meat sits down, there are just 2 large flops, both from Maria and Quixote, just like, oh, my dogs are hurting, and just like throws off boots and is like, I need a rest. We tuck in, y'all.
It's fairly dark, other than a few, sconces that have been lit around the room. The room itself is massive. But if there is any objection, we can enter the campfire phase.
Hell yeah.
For the first time. Your options here are to tend wounds, to train together, to share a meal, or to reveal a secret. Or from the Breaker playbook, you can make a shared breakthrough.
I would like to tend to Inari's wounds. Sorry about all your conditions. I'm going to
I
take
want
away.
them!
I know you do, and I want you to keep playing with us, babe.
I will! I am built for this.
You're not built to last, and I'm trying to fix that.
am. Every playbook I've ever played, I just need all the little conditions.
So, Maria,
Yes.
do they tell you what care they hope you'll be giving them? Probably not, because I don't think Inari wants care at all.
Oh, want to go talk to my boyfriend in my head?
Are either of you being vulnerable at this moment?
What?
We're gonna go
Why
right
are
past
you
that.
laughing?
Yeah. Iconic quotes once again. My head boyfriend really would let me do whatever I wanted.
He would. He does.
Are
Look,
either of
we
you
love
being
a toxic
vulnerable?
he it, but I am going to be.
It really plays into the Bond move, honestly.
Yeah,
Are either of you being vulnerable in this moment?
I guess so.
certainly Medea would be. I would also like to request Quixote's help. Probably in once again, like having Quixote use his body weight to sit on Inari so that they'll actually fucking stand still while Maria
like
treats their
Flailing
injuries.
limbs.
Mm-hmm.
I that damn near subtracts a dice if you are tending to someone who is actively kicking you to get you away from them.
This isn't the first time we've done this shit.
I don't know that Quixote can offer enough assistance to qualify at another dice,
That's fair. That's fair.
but that is still one.
And it's still one. Okay.
And your playbook question, of course.
I am not being a silent predator.
No,
in
you are
this.
not.
No, not this time.
So one dice.
One dice.
Oh,
All right.
two dice. Sorry, two, because you entered at 4 pips of the catch your breath track.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yes, and you're being so lovely and not telling me what you need right now. Do I have any gear that would help? No, I don't think so. I have my gear only.
I have a sedative.
I mean, I do have the means to distract my prey. If I give Ronnie a fucking fidget toy.
Keys. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Jingle, jingle. Well, look at the birdie. Look at the birdie. I will take the 2.
I actually have flavor for this because it can
Yeah.
kind of tie into what I want to do with the campfire time, which is use my move what change has wrought, which is during the campfire phase you can hand over the soul artifact to another PC. When you do so, tell them one way the soul artifact has changed you and ask them, has the soul artifact changed me for the better? Instead of the keys, take my earring and say, you want it back? Chill.
Ooh, I love that.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
That's
roll
cool.
your 2 dice.
2
Okay,
dice.
first of all, hold on. I just need to point out what Moss said in the chat.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of offensive to me that I don't need therapy. I need my boyfriend, and I just need to stop that for a second. We just need to think about my character choices and right.
My character isn't mentally unwell. I just
She's not.
need my support boyfriend.
I just need my support boyfriend.
It's very normal. All right.
Fuck you.
I love you too, babe. 2 dice.
All right.
2 ones.
One of them was a 1. One of them was a 3. And I'd like
Okay.
to use a flashback to boost it to 4.
Okay.
We are doing narrative bullshit, and so I'm going to also take my flashback to at least not
So it's the first flashback on your list.
cool.
The very top one.
Yeah. Narrate when you were at your safest and most innocent before you were shaped by violence. There is a scene early on in. We flash back as. Here's what I see it. And Inari's struggling with all of this. Maria pulls out a machete and just throws it on the ground very near where Inari's at. And as the machete goes into the ground, we see a much younger Maria, no scars whatsoever, picking up a machete, and like it's more of like a wood machete for like practicing and stuff. She's got a tiny pup currently like in her chest, and she's practicing like sword play with it. And at one point, Quijotito is about to get hit, and Maria blocks it and takes a nasty hit on the face, and she goes down, knocked out cold, and she wakes up and she sees a stupid fucking grin on Inari's face as Maria's flat on her ass, and Inari says something smart and tends to like her wound. And that is when she felt at her safest and most innocent, being taken care of. And then we flash back to very similarly. Medea is yeah, exactly.
Well, the PC clears up to 2 conditions. It does not say you must clear 2. It says you clear up to 2. Your choice.
You are muted, my love, so I have no idea. I know you're not even gonna tell us.
No.
Wow.
I'll clear 2 because I know I'm just gonna get them back. So
Also, you gain a bond with Inari.
Oh, another
too
one.
many.
Cool.
That's too many.
We now have 2 bonds. Ha ha ha.
But yeah, spend some time tending to Inari's wounds and clearing conditions.
Cool. I don't get any cleared, right?
Nope.
It's just cool.
Who else is up?
Did you want to do the earring? Do you want it?
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, gimme.
So, when you do so, tell them one way the soul artifact has changed you and ask them, has the soul artifact changed me for the better? I think one way the soul artifact has changed Inari is they have much more of a backbone, is a very mild way to put it. But I
Yeah.
think that if anyone knows, Maria would know that that backbone is much more like ferocious. And do you think that was a change for the better? I'm not going to tell you what the 2 answers are for yes or no, so you just have to answer.
Yeah. I think that for Maria specifically, she as she's tending to the wounds and kind of is like casually tossing the earrings in the air and catching them. She just remarks almost a little offhandedly, I remember first time we used you as bait, like I swear to God, I thought you were gonna pee your pants. I didn't think you had it in you. You took a hell of a hit. I don't know. I don't remember an Inari growing up that would stare down a bear and not be worried. Not bad, kid.
Thanks. I think I'm pretty cool too. You could have just said I was cool.
I wouldn't get that far. I wouldn't
Alright.
go that far.
Alright, well.
Tosses the earrings back. I don't love it, but not the. And she kind of like touches her scar a little bit. Not the worst thing in the world to stare down a bully.
It's pretty cool. The scar's pretty cool. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I deserved it.
You did. You really did.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for that. So.
Yeah. So I'm grateful. Thank you.
If they say yes, which you did, the soul artifact responds to them. They describe how connecting to the soul artifact brings them closer to you. They choose one. You each clear one condition. You gain one bond with them and they gain one bond with your soul artifact. Or they momentarily are possessed by the soul artifact and tell a tale of woe and tragedy. You gain one more.
So either,
I mean, do you want to share my head boyfriend?
So yes, either your head boyfriend makes you both feel good. Your head boyfriend.
That's a way to put it. That's some phrasing.
I said what I said.
You said what you said.
Your head boyfriend goes to hang out with your best friend for a while, or your head boyfriend manipulates your best friend for a while.
I like the third one, but I don't get to choose. And that, as Mary would say, is the LC code of conduct.
True. I think we're going to. I think we're gonna play nice, and I think it's one of those like your toxic boyfriend basically heard your best friend be like, I guess he's okay sometimes, and now is going to like fully be like, oh, I heard what you said. Do I have a pass now to come over? No, shut the fuck up. You can hang in here, I guess, but chill. We're not cool. Whatever.
So you're getting a bond?
I mean, I'd love to clear a condition.
Oh, well then yeah, you could use clear condition.
Yeah, I'd like to clear obsessed.
Got it.
Cool.
As
Maria feels back in control, like she's back on top.
we're back in it.
We're back in it, baby.
Well, the two of them are, off to the side, tending to wounds, getting comfortable, recovering from the past few days. What are the rest of you doing? You can share a meal if any of you want to do that. You can do some training. You can reveal a secret to someone else. Or we do have our breaker move of a shared breakthrough.
I think I want to do the shared breakthrough because Data is looking at the stuff, all the iconography, with a piece of the jerky in hand, because obviously.
So during your campfire phase, when you gather to review evidence, you can describe a theory. How is the conspiracy manipulating current events from the shadows? How do you think the conspiracy is here and manipulating things?
I mean, we've seen a lot of wolf-headed iconography. We've seen a lot of tall people with weird footprints. There's a lot of wolf-headed people on the walls here. There's something there.
Do you think that they're either responsible for it or they could be interested in?
I feel like the
maybe
real
some kind
danger
of
is whatever this
neutralizing.
red plague thing is.
Yeah, because what was the paintings on the cave wall? Like, weren't they fighting against something?
Yes.
The wolfman creatures were fighting against the blood red creatures.
Yeah, if they were violent or dangerous, they would have just taken us out by now.
Well, and maybe the blood red plague is not a literal sickness of plague. Maybe it is a plague of an army coming and destroying things.
Like
Yeah.
vampires.
Well, in that
And
also,
to add to it, because the red paintings showed it wiping out towns. If it's something like the army goes through and they can add more to their army per town, I mean, this is far out there thinking,
Yeah.
but it is a hypothesis.
It's like the flood from Halo.
So,
Always
Dana,
goes back to
your theory is that either the conspiracy is somewhat responsible for the events, or they're here because they want to recreate the events. If what I'm hearing you're saying.
Yeah. I forgot about the conspiracy, but yeah.
Oh, fuck the conspiracy. I forgot that they're after
Look,
us.
I'm over here watching vampires versus werewolves, trying to.
I'm also over here trying to. I'm like, where's my? Never mind.
So I need you to
Not in this house.
choose one of your teammates and ask if they either agree with you or disagree with you.
Ask Inari. She'll agree with anything that you say.
If you're busy over there flirting with your frenemy,
You're
This
busy
is
making
my
out with your head.
It's my girlfriend and my girlfriend's boyfriend.
it's your boyfriend though. I'm your girlfriend. It's my
Don't touch
girlfriend
me.
and her boy.
so Ariadne.
I'm so
or
confused.
Edwina?
I need a chart of the relationships here.
This is how every game I'm ever in goes.
We'll have a
Everybody
chart
needs a
for
chart.
next time.
Yeah.
I feel like
So
you're
either
occupied.
Ariadne or Edwina.
Let's see. What's Edwina's playbook again?
She's the legacy.
I don't know what that means.
Think Laura Croft is pretty much. She has like her family has done things and she has to
Okay.
live up to that legacy or not.
I'm gonna pull you into this.
Okay.
Why do you sound so reluctant? Okay.
So Data starts like pulling out journals and notes and books. And
Pepe Silva.
there's a wall with red yarn all over
How
the
did
place.
How did you put this up so quickly?
I
So
don't
do you
understand the
agree with
question.
this theory or disagree?
And the theory was pretty much we think the the wolfy people are here. What was it?
Either that the conspiracy had a hand in creating this event somehow, or is here to just recreate the events and basically learn from
Or
it,
like trying to gain power from it. Use the power for an army.
And we're thinking the conspiracy is the Red Plague, or is it just like a generic conspiracy at this point?
Who knows?
Okay, we don't know.
The
Who knows?
BBEG.
The kissable
The conspiracy we
one.
left.
Oh wait, no, just kidding.
in
I
our
lied.
backstory.
Yes,
They're
the
not
conspiracy
kissable.
that tortured you.
Oh, right.
This version of Hydra.
Yeah.
I forgot that was a thing.
We can't kiss them though, guys. Just everybody remember that.
They're called
and
Storm.
Yes. I would agree with that assessment. I feel like the conspiracy would definitely want to gain power from, like, either they would try to control the plague or they would, try to learn from it so they can recreate it somehow.
Absolutely.
What is the plague?
We don't know.
You
Hot
both get a
vampires.
bond with each other.
I want hot
And-
vampires.
We get to link a truth to a facet.
Wait, how many bonds do we have, Rose? I forgot. Is it 4? No.
We have a one bond and then a 2 bond each that we didn't finish assigning. I think we have finished
Yeah.
assigning, but
I have none of my bonds are assigned. I have no
4.
bonds.
Well, since you,
5.
since the two of you are basically doing this in front of all of this history and these murals, how do you feel about using this moment to prepare to explore the first 2?
Yeah.
sure.
Basically,
yeah, let's
like
do it.
see clues leading you into what you believe to be a tomb containing some relic of the past. So, Lord Keeper Ariadne, is there a truth that you can connect to a facet?
And the facet is
Ooh, so
um
I feel like that mural you saw and could absolutely connect to the Red Plague.
okay. That's where I had originally thought
Yep.
to do it. Sorry. I keep getting confused at the checklist and then the facet.
There's so many
mixes me
checklists.
up.
And where's the
but
facet?
They're on the actual adventure sheet.
Mhm.
So, with that in mind, in our next action phase, we will be starting our exploration of the crypt of Saint Villef.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But I believe we have 2 more camp actions to go. I think it's just Ariadne and Edwina that still can pick one. You don't have to. But you can share a meal, if the two of you would like, your beef jerky. You can do some training, or you can reveal some secrets to each other.
I don't want to share secrets. I don't feel like I know y'all that well yet.
Sharing a meal is always a good one.
Is it me, Jesus?
I guess we can share a meal.
Sure.
Here, have some beef jerky.
Both of you want to take that activity?
The most
Sounds good.
romantic of meals. Beef jerky.
It's true.
We could put in some water and rehydrate it and make beef stew.
So you'll get an extra die because you technically have assistance on this. Is the atmosphere light and joyful?
I feel like Data is over there being very joyful about their wall that they made.
While you
Beautiful.
hunker down.
Somehow I have another monster. It is warm.
No, it should be
Ronnie,
cold because there's ice outside.
You
There's
could
snow.
do it
You don't know where I kept it.
like a snowstorm and the power's out and you put all the beers outside.
yep,
Uh-huh. And then the werewolf comes and
Drinks all your
Oh, no.
beers.
yeah.
classic experience.
The
Classic
monster
werewolf.
gets the monster.
I would argue it's probably not very light and joyful. Since you're at a
it
very
truly
dark
so?
monastery.
Saying Arani and Maria's flirting is not light and joyful. It's not
No, it's
horrifying
weird.
and depressing.
It's
Who's
hard to
flirting?
tell when the two of you are flirting or trying to kill each other. There's
think
very little
There's no
difference.
difference. There's zero difference.
Have you
I don't
considered
know.
I'm joyfully flirting with Data? Like the Data on the walls? No, it's-
Data's flirting with Data.
Is the food truly satisfying or well prepared?
No. I mean, it might have been well prepared jerky, but
Masonry
I wouldn't say
jerky?
it's satisfying.
So
Do
you,
they
Artisanal
smell like
jerky.
spices here?
You tell this isn't teriyaki.
Artisanal.
This is
Artisanal
No.
beef jerky.
2 stars on Yelp.
what is your playbook question?
How do you review this monastery on Yelp?
In case other people know, our nemesis has to know subpar.
It's not Yelp, it's Airbnb.
What's your playbook question?
My playbook question is: are you defying your legacy? No.
I think you're
not by
living
eating
up
beef
to your
jerky.
legacy.
You're-
Well, no, because I have to choose what my legacy is, and my legacy is desecration.
Oh,
Um,
okay. So
So I don't
definitely
think
not
I-
living up to your legacy.
I feel like
Uh,
the real plot twist is that Carisha's legacy all along was their disdain for beef jerky.
Yeah.
so you have 1 dice for your assistance from Ariadne, and 1 from just the bonus to the camp actions. So 2 dice.
Right. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Hey, that is a crisis. On a 1, 2, or 3, a shadow passes over the meal. While each PC is invited to choose one of the actions above, at least one must choose something from the list below. So who would like to choose from the positive options, and who would like to choose from the negative options?
What is that? All of us, or just those who were
Just the
trying
two
to
of you.
share a meal? Oh, okay.
The negative options are fun.
Okay. That's only during crisis, or during action crisis.
I'm okay taking a shadow. I'm okay. I can do
Okay.
that.
So, Edwina, you
Mhm.
can either draw on your past together with this PC and describe a shared story for all to hear, or you can relax, open up, and reveal something vulnerable about yourself. If you reveal something vulnerable, you clear a condition. If you describe a shared story, then you gain a bond. Or sorry, they gain a bond with you.
Okay. Well, I am going to roll because I have none of my bonds are currently assigned. So I'm gonna have to choose one real quick. Hold on.
It's just a point in a bond with that person. So
Well, no, but well, I guess I have to know my past with some of them, and I don't know my past with any of them.
So just be vulnerable. Just reveal some secrets that totally won't come back to bite you.
Secrets I can do. All right. So we're sitting around. I don't know. Is there a fire or anything, or do we just in the middle of the floor, beef jerky? And Win is just kind of like, I never thought that I would be stuck quite like this. When you think of adventuring, you think of, well, you know the stories of when your family has gone out and they find all these amazing treasures and things. Do you know? Have you heard of my family before? The Ashmores.
That's a good question. Would I have heard within the...
It's possible.
I was rather insulated at my time with the storm, so I am, fortunately or unfortunately, however you take it.
In this case, consider yourself lucky, I suppose, though lots of younger folks like to read about their adventures and the amazing locations that they discovered and all the treasures that they brought back and all the wealth that they amassed and the mansions that they all lived in. But what they don't quite realize is that they took them from cultures that were already there and were still there. That they weren't always grave diggers, I guess you could say. They sort of don't like it to be shown that way, and so there are some people out there that don't look kindly on my family.
Well, the thing I at least know in my experience is the mistakes that you can see are the ones that you can fix. Use it to hone your skills. Don't repeat them. Never hide them. Unless you're not ready for them to face the light.
I don't tend to share my last name too much abroad, especially in certain areas. For instance, this last village that we were at may have had an ancestor do some things not great there. So kind of not something you want to go parade about. Like, hello, I'm one of the Ashmores. I heard my family killed some of you long time ago. Nice to see you. How are you?
Probably not the best greeting.
No. So it's one of those things where you just sort of, you're thankful for the opportunities that it gives you, but at the same time, you're disgusted by the opportunities that it gives you.
I understand.
Yeah, chew on the thing and look kind of disgusted by it, because I'm not used to eating beef jerky.
Ariadne, you gain a bond. Edwina. And as far as your question, or your option, you have to either hold your tongue and leave something important unsaid to gain a bond with that PC, or you put on a facade you believe others expect. Describe what it is and gain a new temporary condition that reflects this.
Ooh. I think right now she's putting on a facade, because when there was a certain phrase that when used about not wanting people to know the secrets or hiding and all of that. And I think at this point, while she wants to fix the things that she's done, she also, there's a secret part of her that doesn't want any of it to come to the light before she has the fix. And so she kind of puts on a facade of like, oh yeah, I believe everything that I'm saying right now. I practice what I preach, and that is not who she is.
Yeah. What would you call this condition?
Oh goodness. I think that possibly hidden or
Yeah. Guarded.
guarded. That's better.
So yeah. So you could add guarded to your condition list. It is not marked, but if you would need to mark a condition, you could mark it instead of one of your normal ones. And I do believe that brings us to the end of our campfire moves, which will be interrupted by the sound of a door opening and quietly closing. A figure, robe fully doffed, now in just the true bear exposure, or should I say the wolf-like exposure, as they step out into the light and you see the full canine features, the elongated wolf-like head stretching down into a white and gray jaw with fur that covers every inch of their body. Again, now standing to their full height, easily close to 8 feet tall. And they wait just a moment, staring at you all. I hope this is all right. They're not supposed to ever see us.
Welcome. Ariadne will just pat the ground.
Hope is
Come
he
on.
naked?
Technically, yes. But I mean, do werewolves usually work?
No, but I mean, like, he's out here, like, in birthday suit.
I cover Inari's eye.
I think canines store those inside,
Well,
so
the
it's
descriptions
probably
we've had so
fine.
far in this game, I don't know what's canine and what's man. Like, come on.
Find out in RP.
This is very true.
Find out. Who said find out in RP?
That was poop.
Everybody roll
Not
for
funny. We're
horny.
not doing this find out in RP shit in this game.
I failed.
He would sit down and kind of the edge of the light, careful not to, I mean, intentionally trying to stay out of it as much as possible, not trying to scare you all with this monstrous form.
Hey, if you're comfortable, you can stay there. But if you want to step into the light, we're not afraid of you. I faced much scarier.
This is more comfortable.
That's all you have to say.
Why are you here? What are you looking for? You're the second group that I've seen in the last week.
Second.
Yeah, what? They had a really interesting name. I don't remember what it was.
Was it Lou? Was one of them named Lou?
No, much more.
Was it
interesting than
Storm?
Oh, mother.
that.
Wasn't
no.
Hannibal Khan?
Guinevere Khan.
One was, I believe, Wolfund, and the other was Hammerhead. Like, code names, probably.
That sounds like Storm.
Yeah.
But they were much less receptive than you. They threatened some of the the elders and the abbot, but they left without fighting anyone, so I assume they just gave up and went home.
They don't give up.
Ever.
Not that easily.
Forgive my rudeness, but this is a monastery and you have brothers and all of that, yes?
Yeah.
Do you have a form of worship that you are isolated for, or...
Well, we do
What-
revere the wolf-headed saints, or like gestures towards all of the murals.
Can you tell us about them?
Well, they founded the order. They were all given divine visions, or so the stories go. They were responsible for fighting back against the plague, the calamity, as well as driving outsiders out of the mountains.
What is the plague and where did it come from? Do your story say that?
There's yes and no. We've been taught through multiple means that one day we will be called again to fight against the plague, but it can take any form. It has taken many forms over the millennia, from war to famine to natural disaster. We are guardians, first and foremost.
Have any?
The plague is global warming.
Are there any? And I know you asked to know about our world, so it's only fair to share. I guess my question is, in the retellings of what had happened, are there any signs like an eclipse will happen and then famine, or is it just, are there any steps to know when D-Day is? Or...
If you wanted a deeper look at the secrets that we keep, something tells me that we are going to be facing a crisis very soon. And that if we do it alone, we won't be successful this time. There is a tomb under the monastery to one of the first of our order. If I have your word that it will remain undisturbed as much as possible, I can get you access.
Deal.
You have our word.
All right. This is going to sound an odd request. Do you have any... I believe the modern term is junk food?
Oh.
I got monsters for days.
I did save a bag of crisps somewhere around here.
I would hate to seem as if I'm trading the secrets of my ancestors for sugary foods, but it is something that I've wished to taste for much of my life.
Just be careful, you give yourself a stomachache if you eat too much too quick.
He would happily take the crisps and the can of Monster. But I am picturing
Hot
it is.
Cheeto Wolf.
I'm
Hot.
of course picturing the pure white sugar-free cans.
It's
Oh.
Data's cooler. The data
No,
keep out cooler.
not doing.
Purple
I
is the
don't do
best
sugar free.
flavor.
It is monster rehabs because they're trying to cut back,
First of all, Celsius all the way.
but also because they
He-
taste the best.
He would absolutely hold out a massive paw trying to be so careful not to scratch you. Just basically holding it open for the can.
Can he shotgun it with his claw?
Probably.
Bet.
I show him how to shotgun monsters.
It's just
And we all
one
shotgun
fly
monsters.
bit. Open
We-
up the tab.
If we shotgun.
I feel like the scientist slash doctors just. I would suggest not doing that, especially if they've never had a monster.
I just
I
like
just had the
crawl.
stomach ache.
I'm just gonna crawl over Ariadne and just like shh.
Don't shush me. Don't. No.
Let him learn
Throw
the
something
hard
at an
way.
Ari.
Let him learn the hard
Take the
way.
can, basically just take like one claw and just pop into the top, and to you, Data, he'll hold it up as if a cheers motion.
We
You-
both shotgun the monsters.
Hey, as far as
Yes.
first dates go, it could be worse.
This is that's a great one.
Wow, we took this Tomb Raider game and taught werewolves how to shotgun a
That-
monster.
that's-
How's that for
Wow.
your playtest, huh?
It is possible, folks. You can shotgun monsters in this game.
You can't shotgun hot monsters with hot monsters.
Oh no!
You can also shotgun the drinks.
Yes.
Jesus. Jesus.
And you thought our flirting was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, he basically sits and ask you questions about where you're all from, like what current events look like, what technology looks like. It doesn't seem like he's been off this mountain for very much of his life, if at all.
I pull off all the downloaded TikToks on my phone.
I'm gonna recount Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I want to watch Twilight.
Maria talks about battle strategy and about
Wait, so vampires exist in the world and they fight
Yes.
werewolves?
Yes, and they sparkle.
it's fiction, my friend.
They
Don't
got
tell him
there's
that.
a lot of
Very
different
human.
vampire versus
Right.
werewolf stories.
They're real.
There was that-
Yes.
That one with the hot goth, underworld.
Yeah.
I should give up now, right?
Yes.
I give up,
There's
Quixote?
also, if you ever like wanted to watch a bunch of vampires gaslight each other, that's a good one.
what is
Oh,
gas-
Vampire Diaries or True Blood.
Interview with a vampire.
All
I'm
three. All three.
so excited for the next season.
Since
We're
we-
not.
So,
As
we
if for
don't
the
even
sake
get
of
started.
time, he would happily sit for a few hours listening to all your accounts of modern technology and social media and movies and television shows until
We
the-
teach him skibbity toilet.
it would kill
Eventually-
you.
the sun does begin its journey up. And you have to make a choice.
Oh.
Either descend into the catacombs of the monastery or depart and continue your journey.
Oh
don't-
no.
That's not a choice. That's
Yeah,
one.
We're
Hello,
Tomb
darkness,
Raiders.
Bones.
my old friend.
There's only one choice here for Data.
Bones.
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 We gotta raid them tombs.
You can
Gotta read them
hear
tombs.
Respectfully.
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 when you can hear other members of the monastery starting to be up and moving around. The brother Octor would show you a secret passage and tell you basically this is the only way he knows of in or out. Try not to die.
We're really good at that.
Goal number 1 every time.
And
Number one at not dying.
before we end, I am going to spend one of my troubles that I have been accruing and not spending.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hope we were having a nice night here.
I know, and I had to ruin it.
Crazy.
This is because of Skibbity Toilet.
It's absolutely because of Skibbity Toilet.
By activating an ancient mechanical trap. As you start descending on this
Face down?
spiral staircase down, it suddenly is just gone. An entire chunk of that stairwell just collapsed and crumbled away. and the 5 of you are plummeting. Sorry, 6 of you, including Quixote, are now plummeting
No.
into the
Can I
catacombs.
do the thing?
What's the thing?
I'm the crafter. This is what I do best.
Do you want to use my climbing rope and climbing gear to make something?
If
Yes.
this was a normal problem, absolutely, but the fact that I spent a trouble means that there is no stopping it.
This
Okay.
is homophobic.
Cool. I just want to remark at how awesome the mechanisms are as I'm falling to my death.
Just use some
You're
quick
like,
sketches.
wow, this was.
Yeah.
You're like, they were so intricate and it was so old, and I've never seen anything like this before.
So what
The
you're saying
hypothesis
is
was
if I had
brilliant.
stopped to get a good luck kiss from the werewolf, we would be
Yeah.
fine.
You would be
Hope didn't
fine.
even give you a chance.
I retroactively, he would stop and wait and watch you all.
And then just watches.
He knew. This is like in Totally Spies. He was Jerry.
Or
And
he.
as you all are plummeting into the darkness, that is where we are going to put a pin in today's game. No one
Crazy.
died despite their best efforts. Thank you all so much for
Literal.
being here. I'm very excited for the rest of this journey because we have completed a fraction of this adventure. We're about to explore one of 3 tombs with its own puzzles and locations and treasures and boons. This game is incredibly expansive. It is kind of crazy. But that is all I have for us tonight. Thank you all so much to my lovely cast and for everyone that came out to support us. But yeah, I'm gonna go around, let everyone tell you who they are, where you can find them on the internet, and then we will get out of your hair. We will go left, right, top to bottom as we do, which means that we are starting with the individual that came closest to dying today but decided not to, Elsie.
I'm always number 1 at not dying. Just everybody remember that. Even though I am
Single-handedly.
Single-handedly, I am really trying. Every fucking game I'm in, all I just want is the fucking conditions, and nobody will let me have them, Rose.
I wonder why.
I'm trying to do a cool thing in all of my games, and Rose won't let me do it. So here we are again, conditionless. I am Elsie, your resident menace, always, and sometimes your min is, but that's only on alternating Mondays. Speaking of which, you can find me on Optimistics on all social media. I am Elsie, already said that. I use she, they pronouns. And I played Inari tonight. I had to go through my list. Anyways, where can you find me? Technically, it's the 9th, so tomorrow marks our first night/day of our Cthulhu week, Caravan of Cthulhu, for charity. It's really going to be fun. We have a lot of good games planned. It's going to be for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund to help get medical care to all of the children overseas who need them desperately. And so please donate. Every $10 gets you an entry into a bunch of cool prizes. And we also are doing the Villain Point, Hero Point again. So come spend your money to watch people suffer. It's going to be so great. I, during the week, will be there on Sunday morning in Trophy Dark. And I've never played Trophy Dark, but I'm very excited. And then on the 17th in the morning for Delta Green, where I will not be playing Agent. So I'm really excited to play somebody else besides Agent, who's not a bitch. And then, like I said, on alternating Mondays, you can find me in Hell's Gate, playing the Menace, who is got herself a best friend for the first time since her not boyfriend in her head. So don't worry about it. It's great. We're having a great time. But first we have to go handle a bunch of other shit first. There's so much to do. And then on every alternating Tuesday, you can find me over on Entropy Emporium for our Masks game, where I play the most perfect angel in the whole world. She's the best. She's doing really great. She's holding a bunch of hands. We're not dying. I'm single-handedly not number 1 in therapy anymore. We're doing fine. I'm trying not to cry about it. And then back here on the Thursdays for Tomb Raider. And on the 26th, I just keep thinking about it. Okay, she's just really happy trying to be normal. On the 26th, I'm actually getting to play Fabula Ultima for the first time ever. I'm super excited. We're all playing Fae. It's gonna be really silly. We have single-handedly Moz is in that game too. Moz and I have crafted Nate into thirsty times. It was not thirsty until we started talking about
That tracks.
Killian Murphy, Fae King. Yeah. And then on the 27th, we're doing our finale of The Walking Dead. I am dying. Legitimately dying.
Yes.
Because I once again tried to
Finally.
do things on my own. That's it for me this month.
Yeah. And over to Rose. First off, thank you for coming and playing. This was our first game together, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. This is my debut on Lost Caravan, so thank you very much for y'all having me. It's been wonderful. I hope I'll be back certainly here. Thank you, Elsie, for bringing me on. Where can you find me when I'm not here on alternating Thursdays? Well, on Tuesdays you can find me at Live from the Apocalypse, where I play Jojo Broxson in a Rust Hulk's actual play, another Powered by the Apocalypse game for charity. And then on the other Tuesdays, I am torturing Elsie and a cast of clever inmates of Hemlock as the guest star, and getting to be their bad guy, and it's very fun. And those are my streaming things. Yeah, you can find me at Rose from the Grave on most things, and otherwise, have a great night. Thank you, everybody, and thanks for having me.
And then over to Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary. I have been playing Ariadne this evening. I use she, her pronouns, and so does Ariadne. Where you can find me online, you can find me on the Hell site at Nerd on Wheels 15, or everywhere else at the Nerd on Wheels. Coming up from me, as Elsie said, we've got Lancer every other Monday, where I play the Murder Marshmallow. I think my new catchphrase is just going to be "Where's Penny?" until we figure out where's Penny. So if you want to know why Where's Penny means so much, go check that show out. Every other Wednesday, you can catch me on Enchanting Sorcery Productions for Fandelver and Below Halia's Harriers. It is a fun spin on a D&D classic module where we have jumbled up all the lore, tossed it in the trash, and made up our own shit. And it's great. Then, of course, for Call of Cthulhu Week, you can find me on August 16th for a Call of Cthulhu where we are trying to get through the Northern Passage, Call of Cthulhu Derelict. And then on the 17th, you can find me as a Delta Green agent doing Probably Dying. That's my plan. I haven't been killed yet, so here's a goal. I want to be killed during Cthulhu Week. One of my characters, at least. We'll find out. And then on August 24th, you can find me in a Morkborg one-shot over on High Shelf Collective. It is called Murder Arcade, so whatever imagery comes into your mind there, it's going to be a blast. But that's all I got going on.
Heck yeah. And also playing for the first time, Moss, thank you so much for being here. I had a blast tonight. What do you got going on?
Thanks for having me. I've been playing Data. My pronouns and their pronouns are they, them. You can find me at XMossStarX. Sometimes there's periods around the Moss on TikTok and Instagram. There's underscores on Twitter, but I don't go there. You can find me tomorrow night at 8:30 on High Shelf Collective for the last episode of our Sigil and Shadow miniseries, Curse Curriculum. We gotta take down the Dirt Man. And then the next Friday after that, I start a 4-part miniseries that's Mass Effect called Omega the Rookies. Next Saturday, the 17th, I'll be in a Henshin Monster Freak series on High Shelf Collective. And then Elsie already mentioned the Fatima Ultima game that we're going to be in. And yeah, that's what I'm doing this month.
Heck yeah. I do love Fabula Ultima. as someone who played a ton of Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger and Fire Emblem, that game hits the JRPG vibe so perfectly. And then over to Karish, last but not least.
Hello, I'm Karish. I played Edwina or Win tonight. Both of us use she, her pronouns. You can find me all across the internet as either Karish or Karish Valendar. It depends on which site you're looking at, so try both. You can't really find me anywhere this month. I have an awfully light month. You can find me here every other Thursday for Tomb Raider. I might have some stuff pop up on other channels, but none of those are super set in stone. Because I might be over on Past Dragons to do a show, but that might, I don't know. It's all up in the air. But offline, I get to teach 2 groups of how to play Pathfinder 2e. One of them is in person, which I've not had an in-person game since the before times, so I'm excited for that.
Very cool. But yeah, I had so much fun tonight. I'm very much looking forward to this game because I love the Tomb Raider games, and the tombs especially have such a vibe of the video games. I'm so excited for this too. But that's it. I've been Andrew, our storyteller for tonight's game, and for most games around here. If you like what we do, you of course can join our Discord at the link below. The big old button that says Discord. It is where we post things like our casting calls or schedules, and just generally hang out and be giant nerds. You can also find all of our videos on YouTube, which is Lost Caravan RPG on YouTube. Like 90% of our streams end up there. We don't talk about the other 10. But yeah, that's all we got. I am going to throw a raid over to our friends at a channel that it definitely exists, Insomnia Night RPG. There we go. But before we do, as always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.